Okay. Nobody came. That's why we had the intermission going on. I mean, not the intermission. The starter thing. You know what I mean. How's everyone's doing? Or how are you doing tonight, Grayson?
I'm doing good.
It's nice to know. So you know why we're here tonight?
We'll discuss. It's in the title.
Yeah, exactly. Amazing. So, you know who Jesse Lee Peterson is, right?
Yes.
You know who? Yeah, basically, I don't even know like
You've
what the best.
Talked about him before.
Oh, this guy's a treasure. He's like, I don't even know like what the best way to describe him would be. He's like some kind of weird paleocon, but like he isn't. He's like his own weird thing. Like I think he has brain damage or something, and so I feel kind of sad for him. But at the same time, I think it's just like hilarious in a weird sort of way. So I'm gonna pull up a video, and we're just basically this entire stream is just going to be us commentating on interviews with three gentlemen that we'll all know. I mean, Jesse Lee Peterson's probably the most obscure out of all of them. I mean, if I had to pick one, but hold on, I'll pull up a graphic. Yeah. Probably the most obscure out of all of them is probably Jesse Lee Peterson. So we're going to be talking about Jesse Lee Peterson. We're going to be talking about Dave Rubin. We're going to be talking about Dennis Prager. Let's just start off by saying, out of all of these, who would you say your favorite is?
What do you mean by favorite? You mean who's the most meme potential? Who's the least? Who's the most logical?
Just yes in general. Whatever you define favorite as.
If I had to choose most meme-worthy, obviously Jesse Lee Peterson. If I had to pick the least insufferable, it'd probably be Dennis Prager, just because he just defends. He's more of a boomer con than. I mean, at least he's consistent.
Dave Rubin's basically a boomer con though too at this point. Like basically, yeah, so I was talking with yeah, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Prager has just kept the same views he always had.
Yeah,
like he's pretty consistent.
Yeah, I mean Prager is literally a boomer, but Dave Rubin is what I call an epistemological boomer. So he's not a boomer per se in terms of his generation, but he is a boomer with regards to his temperament, like I said, his epistemology. Just in general, the way he behaves, the things he says. I mean, well, basically, we're gonna go over. This is like a clip show, but we're gonna comment on the cringe. So we're gonna start with regards to Jesse Lee Peterson by hold on. I should have pulled these up beforehand. Yeah, this is sort of like I don't even know why I decided to do this stream tonight. I just wanted an excuse to stream. I was originally thinking maybe we should have just pre-recorded this and I would have posted it up, but I'm too lazy to do that. Plus, I don't know how much space there is left on my computer in general. Hold on. But we're going to start by taking a look at a Jesse Lee Peterson. Actually, no, we're going to start by taking a look at a Jesse Lee Peterson interview where he kicked Dave Pacman off of his stream, because Dave Pacman was apparently too much of a beta to deserve to be on Jesse Lee Peterson's. Like that's quite literally what it was. But yeah, so I mean, of course, Dave Pacman, right? You know Dave Pacman, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so what we are going to do right now, hold on. We're going to have some more people. We should have at least one or two more people joining us. But hold on. So we're going to watch Dave Pacman as he gets kicked off of Jesse Lee Peterson's TV show.
The Democratic Party is not looking good. Not looking good at all. And that is good for America. It is not a negative. It is a positive. I have with me David Pacman. He is a progressive host
of the David Pacman Show,
of the nationally syndicated radio and TV program, the David Pacman Show. And I wanted to talk to David about the Democratic Party, political correctness, and President Trump's performance. It's a year now since he's been elected, and the Great White Hope is making America great again. David, welcome back to the show.
Oh, I can't even tell you what a pleasure it is to be back with you today. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. I want to talk to you about the Great White Hope first. The president.
Okay, we're gonna stop there. The Great White Hope. What isn't that a reference to like some boxing movie with James Earl Jones from the early 70s?
I don't know shit about that.
But
So-
like
This is as good as mine.
the Great White Hope. I mean, like I get like the Great Orange Hope, maybe. I mean, I don't mean to like do the pull like the antiquated Orange Man Bad type thing, but seriously, I mean, that's basically that's. Let's just keep watching.
How would you rate him? You know, he's been elected a year now, and how would you rate the president on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being best?
I would say probably a 0.
Really, and why is that?
Well, I judge him by his own campaign promises. He was going to build a wall with Mexico that they would pay for. That's not happening. It's not going to happen. He was going to repeal and replace Obamacare with something better. 3 proposals to replace it all would have led to 15 to 23 million people ending up without care, but all of those failed to pass. Another big campaign promise. He said he would do it right away. Failed to do it. He said he was going to renegotiate trade deals, still hasn't done that. He also said he was going to pass a tax cut bill, not looking good. The Senate now in a whole bunch of trouble trying to figure out, well,
This
how do
must
we
be
do
like
this? It's gonna
2017 or
explode the
so.
deficit. We're not going to be able to go back to our constituents and explain to them why did we vote to explode the deficit. So, I mean, I think by his own standards, he's accomplished none of the things he promised to accomplish.
Well, he hasn't been there a year yet. He was elected a year ago today. Do you expect, or did you expect all those things to happen within the first year?
Did he? I mean, he's the
No,
one who
did
said.
you?
He's the one who said.
He didn't say he would do all those things in the first year.
Are you asking me whether I believe Donald
N-
Trump's campaign promises? Is that the
No.
question?
I'm asking you, did you believe that the president, the Great White Hope, would do all those things in the first year?
I just don't get it.
Of
Like
being
the
in
Great
office.
White Hope, is that like some
I
kind
didn't
of
believe him when he said he would repeal Obamacare
subtle-
right away. No, I didn't believe him.
How about the rest of the things?
Okay, so
that
basically,
you-
just to follow, Jesse Lee Peterson is what is known as an Uncle Tom, basically. Now, that is not a term that I generally use because it does have racist connotation, specifically because I mean, the term itself, like in the modern lexicon, refers to a black person who, I guess, supports Republican politics or sucks up to white supremacy, which is basically, at least that's what people on the left think that a black person supporting Republicans are. So I would not call somebody like Candace Owens, quote unquote, Uncle Tom or Aunt Tamina or whatever. Jesse Lee Peterson quite literally is. Like, I mean, he is that stereotype. I don't know how much of Jesse Lee Peterson you've ever seen before, but it's going to be evident as we go closer into this stream, or as we get more and more into this stream in general. I mean, it's like he's a parody. Like he's almost like an SNL character or a Dave Chappelle character. It's apps. I don't even know what this guy, but we'll keep watching.
Mention, did you think he would do all those things in the first year of being in office?
No, but he hasn't done any of them.
Amazing. The different.
Hold on.
Amazing.
What's amazing? What was? You tell me what he's done. How would you rate him?
Well, we have a conservative Supreme Court justice on the U.S. Supreme Court right now.
U.S. Supreme
The
Justice.
jobs are coming back.
What
few-
jobs?
few-
Talk to me about the jobs, Jesse.
few-
How has the
hold on,
job
hold on, David,
creation
calm
rate
down.
changed
Calm
from
down.
President Obama? Give me the
David.
numbers. We've got a record 95.3 million people out of the workforce.
Calm down.
Record.
Calm down. David.
Historical high.
Calm
David, you
down.
must calm down. The filing of unemployment have gone down. The illegal aliens coming across the borders, illegal aliens.
So notice what Peterson does. He more or less just repeats BoomerCon talking points. I don't even know. I feel like basically, so there's this guy we've had on the stream before. I don't know if anybody here knows him or remembers the stream, but I'll just say his name. His name was Celestial, also known as, I don't know, he called himself a liberal socialist, and he insisted that he was ideologically a quote unquote liberal socialist. We've tried to explain to him multiple times. He basically just watches Vosh and gets all his opinions from Vosh. That's basically Jesse Lee Peterson's basically the right wing version of that. He listens to every single conservative talking point and repeats it. And when I say conservative talking point, I'm mostly referring to like white conservative talking point. So he basically talks like a white conservative, and it's really inconsistent, especially seeing as he has he is what some would call a man of color. But yes, more or less. Anyway, we've had two more people join. Edgar the Peaceful and Pax. How are you gentlemen doing this evening?
I'm doing pretty well.
Nice to hear. And Edgar?
Well,
I just what was that? It sounded like.
oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm doing good.
Do you think you could turn your mic down a little bit? I think.
Sure.
Sounds like you're like right up in it.
Yeah, I don't.
But yeah,
I don't have a lot of time today, but since you invited me, I thought I'd jump into a couple minutes.
That's
I'll
fine.
just lay out my basic opinion of Jesse Lee Peterson.
And then
I think he's
no Fed. Keep it
no racial
PG-13.
epithets.
Yes, no racial epithets. Okay, Pax, I'll let you start.
Slave,
Pax?
as they say. Yeah.
Yeah, you start. Lay down your thoughts on Peter.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Do you hear me?
Yeah. I said he's a house slave in my view, right? And it's kind of cringe whenever I see him on stream, and he invites like a white guy on, and he's like, "Hey, you're really strong, and you're really well built, and please like me," you know, kind of.
And he says stuff like, "Oh, well, all of us blacks, we're lazy. We never on time." That's basically how he ends up talking. But yeah, I know, it's just, and I just love Dave Pacman's face right here. Like, okay, so I'm gonna be honest, David Pacman is actually, I think he's actually a good commentator. If I had to pick probably the best alt media left of center commentator, I would say Dave Pacman. Grayson, what would you have to say about that? Like, have you watched Pacman before?
No, but I do know. But I don't like him. I've seen him on Twitter. I don't like him based on that.
Uh-huh. And what about Edgar? Give your thoughts on Jesse Lee Peterson, just so before we end up start.
From what I'm familiar with, he seems like he's slightly to the left of the paleo-conservative movement of Nick Fuentes, especially with the fact that I remember back in the Groiper Wars quote, if I remember correctly, he was actually one of the commentators defending Nick, along with Michelle Malkin. So I would, generally speaking, put him within that camp of conservatives.
I would too. I mean, Jesse Lee Peterson's kind of in a league of his own just because of how like odd he is. However, I would say that I don't think so. I'm not a fan of Michelle Malkin by any means. However, she's somebody who's worth taking more seriously than Jesse Lee Peterson, because at least like she's coherent, whereas Jesse Lee Peterson, it just seems like word salad with him, and like you never know what he's gonna do next. It's like Jesse
Lee Peterson to me, this seems like he's more of like a troll for like for like middle America, but Michelle Malkin is just some woman that wants happy children.
Yeah. Just some woman who's married to an Israeli.
Is she married to an Israeli? Okay. I assumed she just wanted white children. That's why she was doing it. But whatever.
Yeah. Well, a better way of putting it is Jesse Lee Peterson. You know how Candace Owens is with PragerU and all that?
Well,
Jesse Lee Peterson is basically that, except within the Michelle Malkin conservative camp. He's basically a grifter.
That's a fair assessment. Actually, I think Jesse Lee Peterson believes what he believes, or at least he thinks he believes that, but he's like so mentally like challenged that he doesn't know what's going on and he doesn't know what he's saying. But he thinks he knows what he's saying. He's utterly certain in his beliefs. But Candace Owens. Well, I think Candace Owens is a grifter, 100%. I would not necessarily compare her to Jesse Lee Peterson because, yeah, you have people who call Candace Owens, oh, she's like alt-right and she's like basically an Uncle Tom, blah, 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 blah. I would not say Candace Owens is that. That would not be an appropriate way of summing up Candace Owens. However, if there is any person, so I do not like throwing around the term white supremacist. I think it's really cringe when people throw around terms like white supremacist, fascist, all that. 24/7, just anybody who's to the right of Bernie Sanders. That's basically what it is these days. But people have called it Candace Owens. That's just completely inaccurate. Like, I detest Candace Owens, but that is not an accurate way of describing her. But if there is one black person who can be considered a basically a white supremacist, that would be Jesse Lee Peterson, because there was literally a quote I think he had one time, or I don't know if it was a quote, I don't know exactly what it was, how he worded it, but he basically said like black people aren't hardworking or something like that, and that in order to learn hard work they should go to the plantation again for like 2 years, and he was being completely serious. Like, I don't think he's trolling. He definitely comes across as a troll, but I don't think he's aware of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think he watched the Boondocks one too many times. Like, yo, this Uncle Ruckus guy is.
I was about to say, yeah, no, Jesse Lee Peterson. That's literally what I was about to say. He quite literally is the real life Uncle Ruckus.
He probably even wants to like guy with like white heaven and be with Reagan and shit. Eh?
Reagan was the original Great White Hope. That's because that's what he calls Donald Trump. He calls Donald Trump the Great White Hope, which is strange. Okay.
Is coming across the borders are down. He has managed to put a hold on radical Islamic terrorists.
Radical Islamic terrorists,
where they are coming into our country. It's a lot happening, but I don't want to.
The travel ban has been blocked.
I know
it's not true. What has President Trump done? Those talking points mean nothing. The travel ban has been blocked 3 times.
I know that you don't like the man, so nothing he's going to be able to do will make you happy. So
that's not true, Jesse. That's not true. You're putting words in my mouth that you know that's not fair.
Mainly,
I could tell you what he could.
You really should
You're
calm down.
You're not being honest here, Jesse. You know that.
Calm down, David. For over 60 years, the Democratic Party has gotten worse, destroying the family, masculinity. They hate men, real men, straight men. They hate.
It's like, okay, so at that point, it's like, regardless of what your opinion is on homosexuality, like, he's like obsessed with this idea of like what constitutes as a real man. So you're not a real man if you are gay. You're not a real man if you're a liberal. You're not a real man if you're a liberal.
I mean, he's not wrong.
You're not a well. Okay, well, how would you define man, Mr. Edgar?
If you have a dick.
How would I define man?
I mean,
first off, you have to have an actual dick that you can yell a stick in someone.
Okay.
Okay, I should probably keep this PG before your channel gets taken down.
Yeah. Or else I will never have you on another stream again.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll keep.
It's an example of that. Can you give me some evidence of that, Jesse?
They hate the unborn child, so they are still pushing abortion. They have no love or respect for blacks and Hispanics. They believe that the blacks and Hispanics are only worth is for a vote.
I could actually believe that.
Christianity and white straight male. You are a progressive. What does it mean to be a progressive? What is that?
It's for progress and against stagnation and a return to values that are outdated and irrelevant in modern society.
And what type of progress? Give me an example of progress.
The reduction in incredibly damaging economic inequality, the push for a basic level of health care for everybody, regardless of ability to pay, a push for an economy that is not going to allow the richest to become endlessly richer while the poor continue to be poor. I mean, there's a long list. I mean, I think, the problem is that there's a lot. I'm not a Democrat, by the way. I've never been a Democrat. So if the idea is to get me to...
No, you are a progressive. So I'm asking about that. So let me ask, to pay.
Well, I didn't even finish answering the question. How long do we have? Because this is a very weird interview. We didn't even.
Oh
I was
my.
trying to get you to tell me exactly what Trump had done to achieve those so-called achievements, and you moved on to the Democratic Party. It's a very strange interview. I've never experienced anything like it.
Well,
He's-
that's the
he
first
just
time in
asks the
life
most
for
loaded
everything.
questions,
Let
and
me
it's
ask,
amazing.
the
Amazing, I mean.
military paid for so-called sex reassignment surgery, and our tax dollars are paying for it, even though we don't agree with that at all. Is
We
that
being who?
the conservative Christian people of this country?
Well, that's just a fraction of the population, right?
Is that progress when men are confused about their gender and women are confused about theirs, and now we're paying for it? Is that progress?
Are you a fiscal conservative, Jesse?
Answer that question, David. Is that progress?
Well, are you a fiscal conservative?
David, answer that question. Are you? Is that progress?
Yeah, that's basically what he does. So, I mean, we're gonna, as we keep watching some JLP videos today, we're gonna be noticing with his questions, he's very strict with keeping his questions. Like, he has no room for nuance, even when it doesn't make sense. Like, I'm trying to find the best way to explain, but even if the question no longer makes sense, when the other person tries to clarify it, well, do you mean this? And they actually explain it in sort of a better way. He takes it back. He's like, no, I'm asking you this specific question. And that's what gets ridiculous. Like, he's not a real interviewer. It's like, I don't think he's a troll. I think he's there. He maybe brings people on in bad faith, but he also legitimately thinks he's friends with all of these people. He thinks he's friends with Dave Pacman. He calls him his good friend. And he says it completely unironically, too. It's like, I don't know what's with this guy, but would you guys say it's very possible he might have brain damage?
I think it's obvious. I mean, I don't mean to attack, like that, but I think just the way he talks, it sounds like he might have it's based on the way he pronounces things.
Like, I mean, he's kind of reminds me of someone who maybe was like in a car crash or something at some point, and that's why he talks like that. Like, he had some kind of brain damage.
Damn, you think Peterson has brain damage just because he's black, bro? It's kind of fucked up.
Yes.
No, that's what Stefan Molyneux would think, though, probably. No, what was it? Stefan Molyneux, he always talked about how the brain mass is so different. Yes, that's the IQs are completely different, and the Asians are the smartest. I don't know. I don't know that.
Taylor.
No,
I don't know. I think he follows.
You see, Jared Taylor sounds a little more like this when he talks about white people.
Oh yeah, white.
White, yeah.
He seems like he's just following the trend of a lot of just most boomer cons where
he is in a sense a boomer
where
con.
he's just it's more of just pure ignorance. It's not really some sort of genetic brain damage type, because you can tell that he's smart enough and he's able to at least grasp even at such a minuscule level of
I don't think he can grasp
problems.
anything. Really? You think he's grasping? What do you think he's grasping?
I think he's grasping the problems at a minuscule level, like most boomers, but can't really pinpoint or point out any
he's grasping
details.
how to be a Chad. That's what he's grasping. He's grasping being full alpha male vitality.
Yeah,
he's
becoming a real alpha male that's not liberal.
No, well, liberals can't be alpha males, according to Jesse Lee Peterson.
Jesse Lee Peterson is the last stand implicit whiteness, to be honest.
He basically, yeah. Okay. So do you know what he's like a reverse example of Julius Evola's like theory of like rape, because Julius Evola like was. So I'm not a huge fan of Evola personally. I think he was a good comparative religious scholar. However, he had this like weird form of racism where he's like, oh no, it has nothing to do with biology, but basically people are reincarnated, and like if somebody lives a good life, they're going to be reincarnated like the highest you could be reincarnated as is like a white person. That was basically his whole thing. So this is like a reverse. This is like a reverse of that, like a white person who like did bad and then was reincarnated as Jesse Lee Peterson. But I hope that does not get taken out of context, because that is a joke. And like I said, I do not subscribe to Evola's racial theory.
Yeah, Politicrat believes white people are the only humans.
Oh, totally. No, Voltaire was interesting. He basically thought that like all races like evolved differently, and we're basically completely different species.
No, but actually, I think I figured Jesse Lee Peterson flag. Where does he come from? Chad? He was born in Chad. That's
Anyway, so yeah, he's about
Yeah,
to kick.
I gotta go, but I heard this stream is gonna be about Dave Rubin as well. I'll just
Eventually, yeah.
I'll just give you my 2 minute piece on him. I think
Okay.
Dave Rubin is just there to put up the walls of the I don't know if I can say that of the kosher sandwich, as it's on both sides of the political spectrum as far as you can go, right?
The
Respectively,
Overton
like
window,
you'll have on one side you'll bring on like someone like Ben Shapiro with a certain background. On the other side you'll bring on another person of a similar background, if you know what I mean.
Okay, I see exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's just it's just them two.
I personally would not go anywhere near that far, but I know you have some interesting beliefs. But
yeah. So
it was interesting to hear that take, though. I mean, I'm all for having spicy takes on this show.
Yeah, so like Dave Rubin just exists to tell to give Americans a view that
he basically plays the role of Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, but
No.
gatekeeper.
That's an insult to Jordan Peterson.
But because of the people I have on right now, there's a couple areas we're never gonna go, right? That's basically his, and he shows that he tries to show it off as like both sides of the spectrum or something. But there is no spectrum.
He doesn't even try anymore, though. I don't think Rubin even tries anymore.
Yeah, because like both sides at the end of the day is just like the Zionist left or the Zionist right. That's all it is. But I'll be helping off.
All right. Thanks for at least coming in for the little bit you were here. But yeah. Anyway, we'll continue watching this.
It's not an example of something that is or isn't progress, but the reason I'm asking whether you're a fiscal conservative is it's cheaper
David,
to pay for those
that?
procedures than to to find and discharge every transgender member of the military. So if you're a fiscal conservative, and I've heard you say that you are, you should favor the cheaper option, which is paying for those procedures and not paying for what it would cost to find and discharge all those transgender military members.
David, you're not here to communicate. I really appreciate you coming on. I'm going to let you go. It's a waste of time to talk to you. We're not communicating. You're acting like an idiot.
Because you're asking bizarre questions.
You're
and not
acting
answering.
like an idiot, and you're wasting my time. I appreciate you coming. All right, thank you for coming. Goodbye. Let him go. That's a progressive vote.
Oh God, that's a progressive, folks.
I felt like you were having two different.
Would you say that David was kind of playing potentially playing a Martin Bailey with Jesse Lee Peterson? He doesn't necessarily know how to do debate tactics against these people.
I mean, obviously, Dave Pacman knows how to debate, but I don't think he was using. I think the only reason he was it appeared that he was kind of doing a sort of Martin Bailey type thing was because I think he pretty much knew how this interview, or rather this non-interview, was going to go. So he was just prepared to do that to sort of diffuse things. I think Dave Pacman knew what he was getting into. He knew it was going to be a complete shit show. However, at the same time, he was prepared to actually engage professionally, and he managed to do that. But yeah, so Jesse Lee Peterson, here's one we're gonna watch. Like, this is one that I
wouldn't even say David Pacman even knew how to engage professionally. He just knew how to engage on a basic level, to be quite honest. He was just lucky that Jesse Lee Peterson isn't very good at countering those interactions.
So what we're gonna do right now
what I've seen.
Hold on. There we go. Okay, so anyway, with Jesse Lee Peterson, apparently he was born and raised a Democrat, or as he says, a liberal. And so Jesse Lee Peterson was raised as a liberal. And apparently he claims that that the reason he has such a morally upstanding conservative character was because he quite literally says because he was raised on a plantation. Of course, he wasn't a slave, but he said that working on a plantation as a child instilled with him good values and hard work, which is what separates him. So this is according to him. He says that separates him from other black people who are just late all the time, according to him. And I'm going to repeatedly keep saying according to him, because again, I don't want somebody to come and clip this stream and take it out of context. But again,
they will either way. But
again, according to him, all black people except for him are lazy and they're not on time, and they're destroying the family intentionally, like systemically and stuff.
JR, how could you say such a thing about black people? I can't believe you would say that.
I know. Hey, Beppis.
JR is a racist. I can't believe we're on this stream.
No,
I mean, I've known JR as a racist that hates black people for quite some time. He talks about it constantly. You know, like one second he's like, I got hit by a car. I work at a bookstore. I hate the Negro. It's hand in hand with talking with JR.
Yeah, in his PFP, it's literally some white guy leaning into his hand. Who only white supremacists have that as a PFP?
I don't know. That guy looks pretty Jewish to me.
Oh yeah. He does look like a Jew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, speaking of Jesse's, do you remember Jesse Smollett or Smollett or however you pronounced it? The
guy made up his
Yeah, apparently he's black and he's also Jewish. That's something you don't see very often.
The black Israelites?
No, he's not one of those. But like, I mean, that's like a cult basically. But that doesn't make that's kind of interesting because I mean, isn't Judaism technically a folk religion?
I don't know.
Oh, anyway, but so now this is going to make Beppis laugh.
It's not.
Hopefully it's still up. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right.
Okay, yeah, you were right. It was going to make me laugh.
That took 5 seconds.
I have with me David Pakman. He is a progressive host and executive producer of the nationally syndicated radio and TV program, The David Pakman Show. And I wanted to talk to David Pakman. He is a beta male. David Pakman. He is a beta male. The beta male, David Pakman. He is a beta male. David Pakman. He is a beta male. The beta male.
Can you remind the audience, when you talk about being a beta male and being an alpha male, what are we talking about here?
There are males, most men today.
Yeah.
Male, they think and act like a woman. They're emotional. They are mentally off. They have no logic.
Do you have logic, Beppis?
I don't know, man.
Hold on, but Jesse, well, we got it. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Women are people. That's just a fact.
I gotta say, there's two levels of base. There's the Jesse Lee Peterson on the left side of the bell curve, and then there's the high intellectuals on the right, and then the low IQ soy boy virgins in the middle.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, I don't know, like, I just have a difficult time. Like, so it's easy to tell what, for instance, Candace Owens is. Candace Owens is very obviously a grifter. She's not sincere. Her ideological shift was way too soon. And we talked about that on the Grifter special. What was that? That was back in early December. That's what we talked about. However, so Dave Rubin, I think Dave Rubin's definitely a grifter, but I think he's, if you had to compare him to Owens, he's slightly less of a grifter, but they're still both grifters. But the thing is, so it's easy to kind of tell whether or not these type of people are sincere. Like Ben Shapiro's sincere, of course. But Jesse Lee Peterson, what the fuck is he?
I think he's named Jesse, and he's some black guy.
I mean, he's consistent. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, he's consistent, but like the things he's consistent about are just so bizarre.
I would say he's consistent within the paleo-conservative, slightly with more in the paleo-conservative.
I think
conservative movement.
I think
You
could
can't
call-
label him. He has ascended all titles. He is beyond.
I actually do think it would be appropriate to label Jesse Lee Peterson as a paleoconservative.
I mean,
He probably doesn't know what paleoconservatism means, but that's basically what he is. So 21st reaction comment. His ideology is not based on freedom, but God's order, as he reported.
Yeah.
Order. But yeah, so the best one, and I know Beppis, we watched some of this back on the November, I think it was the November 30th midnight stream with the Mop and Sigma. That's right.
Yeah,
So,
you're
our,
a good boy.
our regular, well, I still have to give the show to him, remember? So yeah, that was the last midnight stream. So our regular midnight stream crew. But so it was the one with Jesse Lee Peterson, and this is the best one, I think. The one with him and Destiny. So yes.
I have with me in studio Destiny, right?
Yeah.
How did you get the name? Is that a lady name?
Yeah, kind of. I made it when I was like 9.
You call yourself Destiny?
Well, in real life, I call myself Steven, but online, I go by Destiny.
Oh, so your real name is Steven?
Yeah.
But online, you pretend to be a woman?
No, I just have a feminine name, I guess.
Yeah, that's a girl name.
Yeah, sometimes it is.
Do they know you have a girl name online?
I don't think most people see it that way online.
Do they see Destiny as a male name?
I guess so, yeah.
Amazing.
Oh my.
Destiny is a Twitch streamer, a gamer, a YouTube personality who also cover politics and
philosophy. I love how it says
His
philosophy.
website is destiny.gg. I appreciate you coming in.
I appreciate you having me.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And so, are you conservative or liberal?
Probably very liberal.
Probably very liberal.
Compared to, yeah.
Compared to what?
Most Americans, yeah.
Oh, yeah? How old are you?
30 years old.
Really? And how long have you been a liberal?
Probably 5 to 6 years, maybe.
And you were a conservative prior to becoming a liberal?
Very much.
And what made you become a liberal?
I got a little older, a little smarter.
Oh,
you grew out of it, yeah.
And you were tired of being a man?
I was tired of being an idiot, but yeah.
So you woke up one day, you know what? I'm tired of being a man. I want to be a liberal.
There are plenty of men that are liberal.
Not real men.
You really think so?
Men
So, okay.
who are liberals are betas.
What do you think is a man to you?
Okay, so has anybody besides Beppis ever seen this before?
I haven't seen
think
the
I watched
interview,
it.
but I do know who Destiny is.
I mean, I personally don't watch Destiny, but
Yeah. Well, Destiny, I would just, as a brief explanation, he's basically sort of like how Candace Owens is a grifter on the left. Destiny basically is playing the grifter mercenary politics on the left, and is basically doing
not
it
the same. I think
exclusively
Bosch
for
is
money.
worse though.
Well, he's another one of those people, but Destiny is a mercenary playing this mercenary game on the left, and I just wanted to give a little clarification on that for anyone who doesn't know.
Okay, that's fair. But
In a minute. That's a good question. I wanted to ask you first, though. Let me ask, are you Cuban?
Half, yeah.
Half Cuban and half what?
European stuff. I don't know.
So, okay. Your mother was Cuban or your father?
Mom was Cuban.
And your dad is, you don't know what he was.
Some European, yeah.
Did you know your father?
Yeah, I just don't know the background much. I don't really care that much.
You don't care that much?
Nah.
About your father?
About my heritage or my ethical or ethnic
Oh, yeah.
background.
I understand that. And so I read that you were banned from Twitter.
Yep.
Why?
I don't know. I got reported by a lot of people.
And what did they say about you?
Who? Twitter or the people that reported
That
me?
reported you to make them ban you.
Oh, I have no idea. I got reported for all sorts of stuff.
What were you saying?
I just whatever things liberals say. I'm not sure.
Oh, and so are you okay with being a liberal? Do you feel like a man as a liberal? Because most men Real men are conservative.
What do you mean when you say real man?
Real men. What is a man in your opinion?
Well, I'm curious what a man is to you.
I'll tell you that in a minute, but tell me, since you're my guest, what is a man?
What is a man?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, people that have values of, I guess, honor or integrity or chivalry, people that stand up for what they believe in. There's a lot of general.
But you're not sure what a man is?
In what are you asking, like in a scientific sense or in
Period, just period. What is a man?
Well, they don't have
I think I would
periods.
give an answer. What do you think a man
That's
is?
your opinion. So you don't really know what a man is. Did you grow up close to your mother?
I grew up equally close to both parents.
Who were you the closest to, your mother or your father?
I'd say it was about 50-50 on both.
So you're 50% daddy and 50% mama?
Exactly, right down the middle.
So are you half man, half woman?
I like the idea that if you're raised by your mom, that makes you a woman. like
that's the,
like I got my mom a gift for Mother's Day, so it makes you fucking bitch.
It's like, yeah. It's like what's that one? Isn't that basically like the entire premise of that Steven Universe show?
No, it's not. What?
That's basically what that okay. Isn't
No,
it,
the whole premise of the Steven Universe show is that you had these 3 alien women and their leader died by giving birth to a half human baby, and then they give the poor fat child a messiah complex by offloading all of their issues onto him.
That's abusive. Why
Yeah.
why doesn't Child Protective Services get involved?
I don't know. Also, in that world, half of Russia was taken out by a meteor, so who the fuck knows?
So you watched that show. Are you a man then for watching that show?
Yes.
No. That does not sound like, I know, Steve. Isn't that
I don't really watch it.
like
It's
the
kind
show
of
where they
shitty.
try
There's
to solve
not enough.
everything by
You know,
talking about it?
no, they don't. They fight all the time. And the worst part is there's not enough men. There's all these women everywhere. And it's like, I get it. Okay, lesbians are great. I like women as much as the next dude. But sometimes in my fighting anime, I like a lot of dudes. And that just didn't really hit it for me.
At
Okay.
least Sailor Moon had at least one guy.
Yeah, there's too many women. The reason I like Naruto is because there's a ton of
No,
dudes.
we're not doing Naruto again, Beppis.
The reason
no.
I like Naruto is because Madara
as much as
Uchiha
this is
hates
a
women.
okay
becoming
conversation,
an
shouldn't we
anime
be getting back
discussion
to
on
the
politics?
discussion at hand?
Yes, we
Yes,
should be.
I agree.
I don't
Let's
think
Stop with the
talk.
male and
Naruto.
female works.
How
Why?
does it work?
Why don't
Not
you
like
like
that.
Naruto?
How does it work?
I mean, it depends on in what sense you're asking.
A man is a
Gonna
a
find what
man
a
is a male who turned to man. He grew out of malehood and became a man. And he is
This is like this is
a-
like
a
he's
man
going
that
into some
loves
like
God
metaphysics.
with all his heart, soul, and might,
metaphysical shit at
along with
this
nothing
point.
else. He treat all people the same because he has no anger. He love what's right. He lead people in the right way to go. President Trump, and I'm sure you would agree, is a perfect example of what a man is. A man even loves his enemies because he has no anger for anyone. Would you agree that President Trump is a real man?
I'm not sure what you mean by man. I heard you describe a bunch of things that have nothing to do with men.
It's his nature. He has an obligation of being right. His
I mean, I think men and women can be correct or incorrect about things. I don't think any of those
his
things are.
duty is to be right. I mean, literally, live right, be right, and lead the way. That's his duty. Would you agree to that?
I mean, if that's his duty, he's doing a pretty poor job of it right now.
Do you agree that the Great White Hope is a real man?
What is the Great White Hope?
President Trump.
If he is, he's doing a pretty bad job.
In what way?
I mean, we're in the longest government shutdown in recorded history.
Okay, so Beppis, maybe you can explain this. So
Yes, of course.
what isn't? Oh, I don't know if you can explain it, but isn't the Great White Hope? Isn't that like a boxing movie with James Earl Jones from the '60s?
I don't watch movies.
But yeah, no, but why? Why the Great White Hope? Like, is that a dog whistle or? Is
I
there a
mean,
reason
let's
behind
be honest. Jesse Lee Peterson does look like the type of guy, if he does have brain damage, then he probably got it from boxing.
Yes, he does look like that.
What do his ears look like? What do his ears look like?
He just wears headphones.
Maybe he's just cauliflowered out.
That's true.
I
It's
mean, he
possible.
looks another way of putting it is he kind of looks like the black, slightly more right-leaning Joe Rogan.
No, I mean, with the headphones,
No.
maybe, but that's
no,
it.
I think that's it. No. Joe Rogan is a lot thicker. He's a lot thicker.
Not
I think
thick-
that's an insult. Jesse,
Not like fat thick.
look at no. Look at the belly on Jesse. Look at the soft arms. Joe is a lot larger and a lot more red. Jesse
You
doesn't
also
really
have to
have that
realize
red
Joe
hue.
is a lot younger. Jesse has quite
Jesse
a
Lee
few more
Peterson's like
years
almost
on him.
8. He's like almost 80.
Wow.
Yep.
He actually does look okay for his age, seeing that how he's close to 80. I'm going to give him that much.
Well, then maybe he's senile if he's 80.
But okay,
Senile.
he's talking more about the Great White Hope.
As we speak right now,
Whose fault is that?
it's his fault. He's the leader.
No, it's the Democrats' fault. They don't want to give you the money to give him the money. Come closer to the mic for me. They don't want to give. Turn it up a little bit.
He wants him to do. He wants,
I
No.
need to get a little closer.
He
Yeah,
wants
Wait,
Destiny.
stop it. I gotta analyze that
He
moment.
wants Destiny ASMR.
No. So one thing that people who are dominant that want to be dominant over you will do in social situations is they'll do very passive orders for things. So something like, can you move right there? Can you sit down? Can you do this? Can you do that? That's like very, very subtle. But him asking him lean closer to the mic shows that Destiny is in fact a beta male.
Make me a sandwich.
What did Destiny do when he was instantly asked that? He leaned fucking closer. Case in point. Case and
Hey,
point.
Peppa, speak up. I can't hear you.
Case and point.
See? You're right.
It is. See?
Just don't want to give the president the money to put the wall up.
I mean, I could either agree with you or I could agree with Trump. When government shutdowns happened under Obama, Trump said that it was the fault of the sitting president if a shutdown happened. So do you think Trump was wrong when he said that?
I don't remember him saying that, but
Can we bring,
but
we
the
can bring up his
Democrats-
tweets, I'm sure. if we
I
need to.
do agree that the Democrats forced the president to shut down the borders because they refused to put the country.
So what happened? The
Oh,
video
I was
paused.
on mute. Yeah. I thought it was. What's hilarious about this is that Destiny's talking about the government shutdown. Jesse Lee Peterson clearly does not know what a government shutdown is because he responded to the question by answering why the government shut down the borders. That's what he thinks a government shutdown is.
First, isn't it true that they should protect the country before they protect illegal aliens?
Do you think the CEO of a company would blame his board of directors for not being able to get something done?
Is it true that they should protect the country before protecting illegal aliens first?
Don't you think if you're the leader of a country, you should
You're not
be able to
answering
get...
that question.
Well, I'm just
Should
curious.
they
I thought Trump was
put-
supposed to be a businessman.
Should they put the country first or illegal aliens first?
You should probably put the country first.
You said probably. You're not sure?
Well, I don't know what you mean by country or illegal aliens or what you mean by put it first. It's a loaded
Should
question.
America be put first, become first before illegal aliens who are trying to break into our country?
What about the illegal aliens that are here right now? Aren't
No,
they part of America?
Oh, should they put America before they put illegal aliens?
Put it where?
First.
Oh, yeah.
So he's just like basically at this point, just like using Trump slogans and trying to work them in whatever way possible to the conversation, like America first and all that. And it's like I just get the sense these things that he's saying, he doesn't even know what they mean.
Again, my point still stands that he's a grift. He's sort of like a paleo-conservative grifter.
Okay,
Where
yeah. So Beppis,
He's trying to make money off it, but is failing. Somewhat.
So you didn't get here till after we ended up having this conversation. We're trying to discuss Jesse Lee Peterson. Do we think he's a grifter?
I'll tell you what my biased opinion of him is. He kind of sounds almost like my dad did near the end. And
so are they still? Is everything?
No, my dad like fully left. Like asked for a divorce of my mother on Christmas fucking Day, dog.
That is hilarious. I'm sorry.
It really is. But like near the end of it, like my dad would really sound like this. Like there was no real substance to what he was saying, but he'd parrot things in the same nature that Jesse Lee Peterson is doing with Trump slogans here.
And I also brought up that other individual whom you and I both know who parrots the talking points of a certain Mr.
Yes.
Bausch.
And so in that sense, it almost reminds me of how my dad would talk about these things, where it's like there's no real substance. Even if you question him about it, he doesn't really know how to answer you. So he'll deflect it with, stuff like, oh, it's all part of the plan, And so to me, I don't know if he's necessarily a grifter, because I don't know if I know he makes money from it. So there has to be some intentional part, but I think he's
been doing this for years, though. He's been doing this since the 90s.
And I hate to say it, but I think he might just be stupid, JR.
I think he is. I think he's just a very stupid. I feel bad for. Should I feel bad for him? I don't know if I should feel bad for him, but
nah, he's rich.
I'm wondering. So, who are the other conservatives you wanted to get to after Jesse?
We're only talking about 3 today. Jesse Lee Peterson, Dennis Prager, and Dave Rubin.
Oh, I don't like Dave Rubin.
Exactly. No, that's why I know dunking on him is actually become a hobby of mine.
Mm-hmm.
It is I want to become a professional Dave Rubin dunker. For instance, Dave Rubin is just so cringe, and so uninteresting, and so not insightful. And so not insightful that I would quite literally, and so I would never have Richard Spencer onto my stream, but I would have Richard Spencer on my stream before I'd ever have Dave Rubin on my stream.
What would you do with Richard Spencer? Do you think his forehead is that big in real life?
I'd get him to come out of the closet, basically, because he's totally gay.
I think I think a lot of people are gay. I think a lot of people like cock.
I like chicken, but not.
I'm appreciative of that. I'm glad you like cock. It's good for us to all accept ourselves.
Are you talking about cock and chicken sense? And
no, dog.
No, we're just talking about
balls.
Cock and ball torture by PragerU.
I love it. Let's watch that next.
we can.
Sure. You do agree to that.
What were you saying?
Why were you so confused about the video I sent you? Did you not like it?
No, I did. No, it was when I was watching it. I was like, "What is this?" And then I saw Joe Biden. I'm like, okay,
hello.
That makes it.
It's the hello part killed me in it. Hello.
Yeah.
I thought we were doing political analysis on different conservatives.
Whoa, dog. Whoa. Calm down, dog.
What?
It's gonna be okay. Just take a deep breath, okay? Take a deep motherfucking breath. Do you need some Newports?
Did you
go
just
get some
decide
Newports?
That I'm a dog?
Go get some Newports.
No.
Smoke a few Newports. Get some menthols. You'll feel a lot better.
Flies, you frog. You're a frog in a teacup.
Oof. Hilarious.
You should arrest him.
Hilarious.
Also,
hilarious.
Naruto sucks because Naruto Shippuden sucks.
That's my favorite. Watched them all 3 times over. Had a great time. Read tons of fan fiction. Had an even better time. Drew some fan art. Had a really good time with it.
Well, you have no life if you watch
the point.
You poor
That's
soul.
The point.
You need to get some good anime on.
You need to get some pussy. Oh well.
Tell me, elitist, what is the good anime?
Wait, did he just say? Wait, no. You just said it. Wait, did he just say? That was actually a good manga, Battle Angel Alita. Is that what you said, or did you say elitist?
No, I said, tell me what the good anime is. Oh, elitist.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh well, that would be
Goblin Slayer.
Yeah, I liked that too. Not enough dudes though. Not enough dudes.
ReZero.
The Ghost
That's
Story
a pretty
dub.
good anime, and then
It was all right.
I
Are you for illegal aliens breaking the law and just coming into our country?
Not generally, no.
You're not for that?
No, I don't think
When
so.
you say not generally, are you saying you're somewhat for it?
I mean, it depends on the type of illegal immigrant, I guess.
Oh, there are certain types that you would let in?
Yeah, I guess, maybe. Sure.
Like what type?
A high school laborer might come here and overstay a visa. I don't think that's necessarily a harmful immigrant.
We're talking about the ones who are breaking the law coming across the borders.
Somebody that
illegal-
overstays their visas. That's where most illegal immigrants come from. are
How
That is
about
true.
the
He
ones
is
who
actually correct
are
about that.
breaking the law? They're not coming with visas. The
Most
ones
of them
who
that are here
breaking the
legally are, yeah.
law, no,
Yeah.
those who are breaking the law to come here.
Yeah, if you overstay your visa, that's a form of breaking the law.
How about if you come across the border illegally?
How about it?
Are you for them doing that?
No, you should probably try to find a way to get here legally.
Yeah. Okay.
What does that have to do with the government shutdown?
Are you aware that the Democrats are willing to give other countries buku money? They even give Mexico and other countries buku money, but they're not willing to put up the money to protect their own country, America.
What's buku money?
Lots of money.
For how?
You're not aware of that?
In what ways do we give them money?
Many ways. You're not aware of it? Are you saying you're not aware? I just want to understand that.
I'm just curious in what ways you think we do.
Is it fair to give other countries money, but not give money to put up a wall around your country?
I don't know. Is it fair to give tax cuts to the wealthiest Americans and spend a lot of money on our military, but not fund the wall?
The
I mean,
tax
Trump could have
cuts
done
for
it with
billionaires, yeah,
any
I'd say
number
that's
of
fair.
funding bills. I mean,
Amazing. Did you vote for Hillary Clinton?
yeah, I did.
Well, no wonder your name is Destin.
Destiny. But
Destiny.
to be fair, your name is Jesse. I've
Yeah.
heard that used for women quite a bit as well.
With the I, it is used for women.
I just hear
But
it. I
no
hear Jesse.
I.
If somebody told me that Jesse was coming into a room, I'd be expected to see a pretty lady.
Not with the.
Okay, so I get the point. Like, just by watching this, Destiny legitimately likes him in a weird way.
I mean,
Like,
don't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't be having this stream if we didn't like Jesse Lee Peterson.
What do you like about him?
Real
Physically.
books given.
He's a beta, as you would say. No, no, but I love that. Like that. Okay, so that is. So I always. So I've known about Jesse Lee Peterson for a while, but it wasn't really until like for years.
Yeah.
I'd seen him and I was like, oh, it's just this cringy conservative guy. But then I didn't really see much of him until maybe about 6 months ago, maybe even less than that. And I'm like, oh my God, this guy's like, but then the moment he shouted beta in the middle of an interview, I lost it. I'm like, this is not, something's wrong here.
You know, I'd rather he was my dad. At least he would make money.
Your dad doesn't make money?
No. My dad, I'll tell you about that another time, bro.
Okay.
It's real funny.
Oh, that's the story about your house, right?
My house?
Never mind.
I can't hear an
Are
I.
you married?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
What does any of this have to do with the government shutdown?
Let me go. I just explained to you that the president was forced to close down parts of the government because the Democrats refused to give him money to put the wall up. But they're willing to support abortion. Are you for abortion?
Why wasn't the president able to negotiate with the Democrats?
Because the Democrats are evil. They are selfish. They want the votes. That's why they want the illegal aliens in here. And they think just because they're running Congress right now that they have the power. They don't. Are you
but they weren't running Congress. The Republicans were.
They are now. Are you for?
So why didn't the Republicans get it funded?
They're weak beta males, rhino Republicans.
Wait, I thought you said conservatives were alpha males.
They're not conservative.
Oh.
President Trump is a conservative.
No, he's not. Donald Trump's not a conservative.
No,
McConnell?
Steve King.
Oh, the white supremacist he's a conservative?
Why do you call him a white supremacist?
Because he believes that.
Okay, again, Steve King would be another example of. So again, it's awful when I just hate it when people call like just anybody on the right that they disagree with a white supremacist. But the thing is, Steve King is quite literally actually probably a white supremacist. Like even the Republican Party like completely denounced him for that sort of thing. But then it's like out of all people that out of all right, like people on the right in the Republican Party, that Jesse Lee Peterson would end up defending, Steve King, the one who literally wants the one who literally would want Jesse Lee Peterson to be deported to Africa. He's defending him. Which actually, okay, so fun fact, that was actually considered a very, very progressive policy position 200 years ago.
Well, yeah.
200 years ago? Or do you mean with
No,
Malcolm X?
No, 200 years. No, Malcolm. No, 200 years ago, because Jefferson was basically like, we need to abolish slaves and like repatriate them to their own colony because like we can't live side by side. That's what they thought then. But now, so that was considered like
that was actually what Lincoln thought.
That's what Lincoln thought too. No, that was considered like the left-wing opinion back in the day. But and then now it's basically the white nationalist opinion. Anyway, we're getting off topic there.
The white people are superior to other people.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
He didn't say that.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
More or less,
No.
he said it before.
Are
yeah.
you a nationalist?
No, not really.
You're not. Why not?
I don't really care much about. I guess countries is not my interest.
You don't care that much about America?
I care about the people in America.
But do you care about America?
As a concept, not necessarily. Not more than the people inside of
Do
it.
you care about the country, America?
Not more than the people inside of it. No.
Amazing. And so you're not for the wall going up, right?
No, not really.
Are you for the wall going up in Israel? Israel has a wall. Are you for that?
I mean, that's Israel's business. I don't really pass judgment on what other people do.
Are you for that?
I don't know. I'm indifferent to it. I don't know.
Do you support Israel putting a wall up around the country?
If they want to, it's their country. They can do whatever they want.
Why can't we do that here?
We could if we wanted to.
I'm
I don't want
for-
to. I'm not Israeli. I'm American.
I'm for Israel putting the wall up. I think they did the right thing. We should do it here as well. I read that. No, I want to ask, what do you think about the attack on free speech by social media? What do you think about that?
What attack on free speech by social media?
You said that they blocked you, right?
Mhm.
Do you think that was fair?
I mean, it's their First Amendment right to do so.
Was it right to block you for free speech?
I mean, it's their freedom of speech to do so.
Affected first and foremost.
Okay, so we're gonna stop with that specifically right there, and we're going to hold on. There is a
The video's ratioed like
what ours was?
no his.
Oh, his, yeah. So this is a
Amazing, 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 amazing. Wow, amazing, amazing. Why aren't you a racist? Amazing. That's amazing. Amazing, 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 amazing. Oh, amazing.
Amazing.
Destiny, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so your real name is Steven?
Yeah.
But online you pretend to be a woman?
No, I just have a feminine name, I guess.
Yeah, that's a girl name. And what made you become a liberal?
I got a little older, a little smarter.
And you were tired of being a man?
I was tired of being an idiot, but I think there are plenty of men that are liberal.
Not real men.
You really think so?
Men who are liberals are betas. Who are you the closest to, your mother or your father?
I'd say it was about 50-50 on both.
So you're 50% daddy and 50% mama?
Exactly, right down the middle.
So are you half man, half woman?
I don't think that's how male.
let's pass
Do you
it.
love black people? Do you love black people?
Do you like gamers?
Do you love black people?
Sure, I love black people.
Wow.
Amazing.
Do you agree with me that there's no such thing as racism, sexism, homophobiaism?
Homophobia.
white supremacism.
Do you agree with me that those things don't exist? Things
No, of
do
course,
not
those
exist.
things absolutely exist in the world.
You believe racism exists?
Yeah, of course.
Are you a racist?
No?
You're a white man.
Okay.
Why aren't you a racist? No, they think all white people.
Okay, so this is the interesting thing about Jesse Lee Peterson. Just from the stuff I've seen about him, or just things he say. So he says racism doesn't exist and that it's never existed, blah, 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 blah. Yet he will always accuse Democrats of being racist. Like, that is just like some logical inconsistency right there. Like, it's like, fine, okay, argue. It's like argue Democrats are racist all you want, Jesse. But the thing is, you can't like say that racism doesn't exist and then also accuse the Democrats of being racist. Like,
Again, it's not supposed to be. He's a grifter. He's making money off.
I don't think he's smart enough to be a grifter, though. That's the thing. I don't think he's intelligent enough to be, because grifters at least have to be midwits. Dave Rubin, for instance, is a midwit. He's not particularly intelligent, but he's smart enough to know how to cash them checks. Jesse Lee Peterson is literally talks and acts like a 7-year-old. And I'm not even exaggerating.
Well, first off,
need to make
he
sense of
dumbs
himself.
down himself for most of the arguments and for his show due to the fact that when he does that, think of the viewers that he's trying to gain. Like, think of the mega supporters that he wants to gain as viewers. He wants to gain in terms of support. Do you really think they're going to be the type of New York Times, Wall Street Journal readers? Do you really think mega Trump supporters are those?
It's probably I can take a wild guess and say that probably 95% of his viewers are fat white evangelical Christians.
I mean,
I guess so.
Don't hate watch him though.
Okay, so Beppis, as an evangelical Christian, what is your opinion on Jesse Lee Peterson? Oh God, she couldn't hear me there. No, that's an inside joke between us, but never mind. Okay, well,
Well, racist. They even think you are racist. That's
Some
why
people that think the Earth is flat. That doesn't mean I think that as well.
Is it more to have an abortion?
Yeah, sure.
Would you want your woman to abort your child?
If she really wanted to. I mean, it's her decision. It's her body, right?
Amazing.
Are you a beta male?
I don't think so.
Beta. Oh, I have a question for you. Is 30 years old too old for a video game?
I don't think so.
How old are you?
30 years old.
Well, no, and you're a video gamer, right?
Sometimes I am, yeah.
Amazing. When you were a conservative, were you a moral person? Were you a man then? Did you have values and morals?
I still have values and morals now.
When you were a conservative, did you have them?
No, I don't think you can have values and morals and be a conservative.
Alonzo, you're on the air. Thank you for calling. You're on with Destiny Child.
Destiny, I hope you change your viewpoints. Everything's a learning experience, and you'll keep growing because I
help you.
I don't know. You said you wanted
stop the gaming for a year.
No. Why would I stop something I enjoy?
You don't like the black
about black conservatives as I do about all conservatives.
Do you like the black conservatives? Why can't you just answer the question?
I already answered the question. Like I said I do not like black conservatives.
So I get the sense, like I was going to say to you, Beppis, but you were gone.
Oh, my bad.
That basically Jesse Lee Peterson's fan demographic is based. I feel like it is fat white evangelical Christians, male, like fat white male evangelical Christians, and so that
why are they obese?
Because they live in the South or something.
Wait, I want to know why you think they're obese, though. Is it because you think fat people are de facto stupid?
Yeah.
No, it's because he thinks most of the America is fat.
I don't know about that. I've seen a lot of people.
Everyone's either too fat or too noodly. No,
I can tell you. I work at a restaurant right now. We get about, I'd say, 1,000 to 2,000 people within the first 3 hours, and there are a lot of fat people.
Yeah, but that's kind of I don't know if that's I mean, that's a restaurant. People go there to eat food, and fat people do like to eat. So I don't know if that's an accurate representation of the wider, wider variety that is the United States.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of them do get triple portion, but we're getting off topic there.
What type of food?
Buffet?
Yes.
No, why would you be a server? Why would you be a server at a buffet? That doesn't make sense. I'm stupid.
What type of food?
Mexican.
Base.
Like,
I love chimichangas.
Like, is it like street food? Is it like, more fancy? Is it like
no,
Tex-Mex?
It's just like casual.
Casual? Is it like Tex-Mex or like Mexican?
It's like
you
Tex-Mex.
Taco Bell.
But anyways, we're getting off topic.
No. This is all a part of the plan.
Yeah, this is about the plan.
Okay, so anyway, saying I feel like a lot of Jesse Lee Peterson's fans are probably evangelical Christians, which brings me on to my next question. My next question.
Just say the joke, JR.
As an evangelical Christian, what is your opinion on Jesse Lee Peterson?
Well, as an atheist, I think he's okay, I guess.
Really? Amazing.
I know.
Okay.
I worked I could write a dissertation, I guess, but let's just leave it at that. He's
But I don't like conservatives overall.
Destiny, do you like black conservatives? I want to
Me.
ask, how do you feel about the attack that's happening with Steve King right now, representatives, for saying that he's a nationalist?
Steve King's made a lot of pretty racist comments in the past, so I
Like
imagine
what?
when he talked about Mexican babies replacing white people in the United States, for instance.
Well, we don't have enough white babies. We have too many Mexican babies. We don't need any Mexican babies. We need white babies
Well,
to
they're
save
not
America.
Mexican babies, they'd be American
If,
babies. They're
no,
born here.
if they're Mexican babies, they're going to turn it into Mexico.
You really think so?
100%.
Mexico.
Okay.
Do you agree that we need more white babies?
I don't know if we necessarily need any more of a particular type of baby.
You like Louis Farrakhan?
I don't know enough about him.
He said that white people are blue-eyed devils. Jews are blood-sucking Jews. Do you agree with that?
No.
Should he be banned for making those statements?
Banned from what?
For saying those statements?
Banned from where? Banned from America? Banned from
Should
Twitter?
they take his job? And
What job? You can preach whatever you want. You have freedom of religion in the United States.
should he be banned or stopped as a result of making those statements?
Banned from where?
His job.
What is his job?
Answer the question.
I don't know what his job is.
You're not answering the question.
Well, if his job is like a McDonald's worker, then no, he should be able to do that.
Let's take
Amazing.
Jake. Jake is first time caller out of Georgia.
Well, I wanted to call.
Beta, Georgia.
That guy before is quite a stupid man.
Beta male.
You could tell. I could tell the attitude he has. The liberal. Oh, we're all pink inside. We're all the same.
Yeah,
You can definitely hear that. That's a motherly thing coming from him.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't Jesse Lee Peterson literally just say in the beginning? So this guy said, conservatives or real men are people who treat all men with dignity, like all men are the same. Yet now Jesse Lee Peterson right now is saying that basically agreeing with his caller when he says, oh yeah, liberals think that all people are the same. And he's like, yeah, that's a beta position. It's like he's contradicting himself. What is going on with this man?
That was Brady. You agree with that, Destiny?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't know if you inherit your political views from your mother more than your father.
You can inherit your beta male characters from your mother. If your father's a beta male, but your father's
So wait, that means so you inherit beta male characteristics from your mother, which means that you inherit your mother's beta maleness. But so that means mothers can be beta males. That doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't think this is how genetics works.
And no, it is.
It is?
Yeah.
Can you explain? I just didn't think that this is not, how does hereditary
this is
stuff?
evidently hereditary. You think, you're just born and you're a blank slate. No, there's a reason that Jews are an ethnic group.
Yeah. Okay.
Not
we'll
really.
finish this video. Well, I mean, they are. I mean, we were just talking
mean,
about this earlier. Judaism is basically it's the world's only major folk religion left.
shouldn't be a beta male. He should be a father. He should be a man.
Well, if that guy's a beta male and he has kids, then that kid is going to have a father that's a beta male, no?
Beta males shouldn't have kids.
Oh, shoot. Jesse, he just called you a beta male. Oh, no. Yeah, you don't have any kids, right?
I do have kids.
You have, and you're not
Nah,
married?
I rest my case.
And you're not married?
I have grandkids and great grandkids. At least one great grandchild.
Do you live in sin?
No, I did that when I was in sin.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is
Are
it
you
null?
a sinner?
I don't believe in God, so I don't think I can sin.
Thank you, Jake. I appreciate it. Let's go to Frankie.
Hi, Jesse. I don't even know where to start with Destiny. If Jesse can't help you, I got another thing. First, Jesse, I want to ask you a question real fast.
Yes, sir.
Do you hate people when you ask them questions and they can't give you a yes or no answer?
No, I don't. I understand why they don't.
Too scared to answer.
Destiny just admitted he said that he's too scared to answer. Right, Destiny?
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Destiny, thank you for coming in, man.
Thanks for having me.
I really appreciate you coming. I wish you well.
That is Jesse Lee Peterson. I honestly, he's like erratic. He's a mad lad. Like, honestly, I am very, 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 very tempted to actually reach out to him to see if he wants to come on, not a stream, but for a fucking interview. And what I would do, I would word and phrase and frame my questions in the exact same way that he frames his. Like,
I think you should do is you should try to get out Rima and Jesse Lee Peterson in the same show together.
Yes, that would actually
see how that goes.
That, oh my god, that. Thank you for giving me that idea. That actually sounds amazing. But yeah, okay. So next,
do you think you could even reach out to Jesse Lee Peterson?
Yes,
or is
he's
he
very
too big?
No, apparently he's really good with going on like people's streams.
Cool.
So, but yeah, I'd have Jesse Lee Peterson before I'd have Dave Rubin. Speaking of which, okay, what do you guys think we should do? Should we do Dave Rubin or should we do Dennis Prager next?
Either one works.
Okay, let's do.
Although you could ask the chat.
Okay, chats. Should we do Dave Rubin or should we do Dave Rubin or should we do Dennis Prager next? Which one would you prefer? I mean, Dave Rubin would be much more fucking funny, but then by that logic, shouldn't we save the best for last? No? Okay, since I'm in control of this channel, we're going to do Prager, and then we're going to end up doing Jesse Lee Peterson. I mean, not Jesse Lee Peterson. We're going to end up doing Dave Rubin last because that's going to be fucking amazing. That's going to be amazing.
Started a democracy count and then ends with a monarchical authoritative rule.
This is called politocracy. Or no, but no, actually, no, it's not even politocracy. It's just
while trying to informally conceal the monarchical authority that you have.
Straight up fucking Caesarism right here. Okay, so anyway, I am going to. Okay, so I want to finish this discussion on Jesse Lee Peterson. I want to go one by one. You each have a minute to give your thoughts on Jesse Lee Peterson, just from judging by everything that we saw, whatever it was right here. Final opinion on Jesse Lee Peterson. What is his purpose? What is he doing? Is he helping the right? Is he hurting the right? Is he a grifter? Does he sincerely believe what he believes? Is he smart? Is he a midwit? Is he a nitwit? Is he a retard? Like, discuss. But we'll actually not discuss. We will go one by one. We will start with you, Edgar the Peaceful, my friend.
So basically, I would say Jesse Lee Peterson either falls into one of two camps. Either he's a drifter within the paleo-conservative movement and is trying to make money from there, or he's just getting to that point where he just cannot debate, he cannot seem to have legitimate conversations, but he's still at least good enough and he's sincere about what he actually believes. Given from what I've seen with what we've watched, I'm more inclined with the former than the latter, but that's from what I saw of Jesse Lee Peterson so far.
Okay, so next, we'll do Grayson technically since he was before Beppes, but Grayson, opinions on Jesse Lee Peterson. Just explain what does Jesse Lee Peterson mean to you? Grayson.
Yes.
Okay, Beppes. Oh, yeah. Okay, dude, are you not listening? Okay, no, Grayson. What does Jesse Lee Peterson mean to you? Just emotionally, spiritually, metaphysically, transcendentally.
I think I'm having internet connection.
Okay, so until you solve that, Beppes, what is Jesse Lee Peterson? Explain.
He reminds me of a more dominant black version of my father.
Elaborate.
Well, he's like my dad in the level of intelligence and argumentation. However, he's more dominant in his personality in the sense that he actually has a job.
Who, Jesse Lee Peterson or your dad?
Jesse Lee Peterson, of course.
Well, I mean, but his job is like, I mean, at least it is a job. That's fair. Okay, Grayson, did you get those internet issues figured out? Okay, apparently not. Okay, sorry, Grayson. We'll skip you. So now we're.
I don't think I'm getting this internet connection.
Sorry, gamer.
Hey, gamer. Ready, gamer too. Okay.
I don't know why this happens a lot of times, but not every
happened to me
time
earlier
I get
too.
this internet connection issue.
So we are moving on to Dennis Prager.
Nuh-uh.
If every high school principal gave the following speech, America would be a much better place. To the students and faculty of our high school, I am your new principal and honored to be so. There is no greater calling than to teach young people. I would like to apprise you of some important changes coming to our school. First, this school will no longer honor race or ethnicity. I could not care less if you are black, brown, red, yellow, or white. I could not care less if you're
Okay, I feel like that was some like just him being maybe not self-aware, Like how he said, I don't care if you're black or white, then he said red or yellow. Like, I know the point he's trying to make, but it's like,
He's saying there aren't red people.
What made the red man red?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
What made the red man red?
So
Do you
from
get
what
the
I-
reference?
No, from what I could see, it sounds like it's the same point that you see certain Christians make, where they say, "Well, all lives matter, not just black lives." Well, that's not the point of the thing, and that's not going to stop the left at all. In fact, we've seen the left subvert that phrase instantly, sort of like in an Animal Farm
Yeah.
way, where it's like, "Well, of course, all lives matter," but then they'll try and make the claim that
Yeah, no, it's
some
exactly
lives
because
have to. If
Yeah,
he
no, it's
really
exa-
wants to push that narrative in a more coherent way, you should
He
do
used the word
something
coherent.
like the "It's Okay to Be White" movement that appeared around, I think, 2017.
no, that wasn't a
No,
movement.
that
That
was
was a
well, it
troll.
wasn't a-
That was a troll.
Sorry.
That was not a movement.
That was
No,
that
sorry, not
started in
the
like
movement.
2015.
No, hold on, guys, hold on. Hold on.
What are you
So,
talking
I
about?
meant the culture jam that happened with the "It's
Well,
okay to be white" phrase that
That wasn't. That
emerged.
was just like something that somebody like printed flyers and put it around their college as a joke. It was like
No, but
it was like
here's the
some
thing.
stoner who did it.
No, but here's the thing. It's still culture jammed the left to the point where they didn't know how to
For like
react to
for like a
that.
day, people on Twitter were like mad at that. Then they found out it was like that was not. You're making it sound like this was like part of the news cycle. It wasn't even part of the news cycle. It was just something that was like reported on Twitter. And then Tim Pool. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate Tim Pool. I still watch Tim Pool. I don't think he's as good as he used to be, anywhere near. But the thing is, like, he basically will find these like little stories and then make them seem like they're these really big things. And he did like a 20-minute video on that. It's like, who cares? That is not that. It's clearly, obviously a troll. Like, just like how a lot of these people who like go around spray painting swastikas are not actual Nazis. They're trolls. They're trying to elicit a reaction. There's nothing more to it. It's
No,
just-
no. You're missing the point about that. The whole
maybe
thing
I am. I
about
don't know.
the including it is it fundamentally includes brings the focus of what the left's trying to do, which is to demonize whites. And so when you have something that says it's okay to be white, it fundamentally doesn't.
I think you're being a bit reductive here. You're basically saying that like every single individual in this group believes this monolithic thing, whereas it is way more complicated than that. Like we also need to distinguish Black Lives Matter, the organization, from Black Lives Matter, the movement. However, we need to say, I mean, I think it goes without question, most people would agree with the phrase Black Lives Matter. All of us on this panel would agree with the phrase Black Lives Matter. However,
Well, it depends on the context that it's being used in.
Yeah, no, exactly, precisely. However, you have the neo-Marxist movement, Black Lives Matter, which more or less wants to destroy the nuclear family and ultimately wants to disintegrate civilization.
Well, and also
There.
they use Black Lives Matter in the way that it's referring to black people in the collective. It's not individualistic in the slightest. That's why I dislike the term in of itself. Like ACAB.
I just don't say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing is,
It's a collectivist term at the end of the day.
We also need to remember there is no such thing as LGBT rights. There's no such thing as racial rights. There's no such thing as group rights in general. There are only individual rights.
Yeah, and so the term Black Lives Matter ends up bothering me because I know it's being said in connotation with that understanding.
Yeah, I mean, I know what they're trying to go for there, but I feel like a lot of the reason that these phrases that aren't technically true, at least in the logical sense, when you refer to like how these things should be phrased philosophically, the reason they're worded like this, they're basically catchwords because most people aren't knowledgeable enough, and most people are definitely not intelligent enough to care that there are these distinctions. Like people will hear like, oh, so such and such group matter, or such and such group matters, blah 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 blah. Group rights, this rights, that rights, those rights, all of that, those, referring to whatever group you want. But it basically conveys a larger point, and so most people are stupid. Basically, and so they'll see that and they'll basically be able to understand what they mean, even if that is not in itself technically true. definitively speaking. Like groups can't have rights, but stupid people basically know what those catchwords are implying. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's taking advantage of the layman for greater group appeal, and then you get to get more lobbying power for the activist group that you're a part of.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, I was just thinking of a better way of going about what Prager's trying to display here, just because I know the way
Prager
he's
is like
going
Prager
at
is like the final boss BoomerCon, the final BoomerCon boss. Like, would you guys agree he's the
I
final
wouldn't
boss?
call
of
him the
BoomerCon?
final BoomerCon boss, because there are probably other BoomerCons who are worse than him.
I'm just so glad that term has caught on so well, because like a year and a half, I came up with the term BoomerCon, started using it on Twitter. Michael Malice started using it, and I'm like, oh my god! Like I've started. I know it's so. I know it's so fucking insignificant.
Oh,
but it
I'm
just makes me
sure.
feel so special.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll watch.
Here, play the video of
Origins
Sargon doing
are
pull-ups.
African, European, Latin.
No, we're not doing Sargon tonight. We'll do a Sargon
No.
stream.
I said play the video of him doing pull-ups at the gym, or
Did
the
he
one where he scurries up the rock wall. That
Did he
one gets
succeed?
me. Yeah.
Oh, he's getting in good shape.
Yeah.
He still has bad teeth, but still.
Yeah, he does have bad teeth, but if he keeps his mouth closed, because he's pretty cute.
But it's the whole
Yeah,
point of the whole point of Sargon is that he does not keep his mouth closed.
He's okay, I guess.
I mean, I don't hate Sargon personally.
He's British. That's why.
I mean,
it's
I
too
really
soft.
disliked. I really disliked the video he did where he describes what he meant by the lotus eaters. It made me want to snap his fucking neck.
What is Lotus Eaters? Why did he call it?
Go
that?
watch his retard video. It was
Just
so
tell me.
pretentious. I just want to strangle.
Hold on. I thought we were supposed to go on an analysis.
American or Asian, or if your ancestors arrived here on the Mayflower or on slave ships. The only identity this school will recognize is your individual identity, your character, your scholarship,
I like
your
how he keeps
humanity.
glancing at the.
And the only
the
national
teleprompter.
identity this school will recognize is American. This is an American public school, and American
public schools, man.
were created
No.
to make better America.
Why, he's supporting public schools now.
If you wish to affirm here an ethnic or racial identity or a national identity other than American, you will have to attend another school. This includes after-school clubs. I will not authorize clubs that divide students based on identities such as race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or whatever else may become in vogue in our society.
Star Wars fan is an identity, so by that logic, they cannot have a Star Wars fan club. They wait. Okay, actually, that's interesting because. Okay, I just realized something. Basically, under the gender identity, under the racial group, the LGBT thing. So those are identities that he does not like. However, do you know what I noticed he did not mention? Religion.
Jews.
Religion. So, by that sense, so religion is a big important. So he said that he does not allow any identity groups, like identity-based clubs, but.
And then he gives the example.
But religion, I mean, but religion is arguably the fundamental deterministic of or determiner of someone's identity, at least in the not in the age of modernity, mind you, but in the classical sense, in any traditional civilization, it is religion that is the prime definer of identity, not race, not nation, but religion. Yeah, Dennis Prager, of course, is a very religious man. I don't know if he's an Orthodox Jew, but I know he's
an Orthodox Jew.
No, I don't think so. I think he's a conservative Jew. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know much about the different brands of Jew. He's some kind of Jew. But
different brands.
What?
I mean, there are multiple brands of Judaism.
I know, but the way you said it was so impersonal.
But we can't say denomination because that implies
it's like if I were to be like, the different breeds of cars.
like Lightning McQueen.
No. What you like Lightning McQueen, don't you?
Oh fuck! I brought up Lightning McQueen.
You like him.
Did you watch
you
that?
like him.
Did
you want to go?
You watched
To
that
his
again
carb
recently.
pussy.
You totally watched that again recently.
No, I think you're projecting. I've only watched that a few times. You, on the other hand, I think you watch it like once or twice a week.
I've seen it maybe 1.5 times actually.
I don't know. I think you watch it all the time.
Yeah, you know what? I actually.
I think you
I'm
really
not,
like Lightning McQueen.
dude. Honestly, like I canceled. No, okay, I'm not going to go into there. This is not the midnight stream, so I cannot say that sort of thing.
What do you
But-
mean? Don't self-censor, JR. Don't you have BitChute, Rumble, or Odyssey and alt tech platforms to back yourself up just in case YouTube fucking nukes you?
Well, I'm gonna wait till I get to 1,000 subscribers before I.
Why
end up
don't you
doing-
start building on alt tech already? What's stopping you, dog?
Well, I made a Patreon already today.
Dude, Patreon's totally owned by China. All I'm saying is you should start building an alt tech. BitChute's growing like hell, dude. It's not going to hurt you. All you got to do is just double upload.
Okay. Anyway, we will continue with
You know I'm right.
Those
are-
clubs cultivate narcissism, an unhealthy preoccupation with the self, while the purpose of it.
Wait, but I thought he loved individualism.
Well, there's a difference between individual and egoism, and I think that's what our dear Dennis
But
was getting.
the thing is, narcissism is like narcissism isn't like an extremist
That's a
expression.
mental illness that needs to be
Well,
diagnosed.
that is true. That is true. It is a mental illness. But I love how it says the school no. I love how they worded that strangely. The school no longer honor race or ethnicity. So no matter what race you are,
That
we
means
will
we're going to
fucking-
dishonor it.
Exactly. We're going to dishonor you as a person.
Education
Dennis-
is to get you to think beyond yourself. The school's clubs will be based on interests and passions.
But what if LGBT?
Passion.
But what if advocating for LGBT rights is an interest or a passion?
Well, also, and like, you know, advocating for LGBT rights in Saudi Arabia.
What's funny though is I've noticed. So you have people on the left who advocate for LGBT rights in the West, and then ignore it when like gay people are like thrown off of fucking rooftops in like in fucking Islamistan, in the Middle East. Whereas,
Racist.
what? No, Islam's not a race. Also,
Yes.
okay, I'm just gonna outright say everything would be like I think a lot of the problems in the Middle East would be solved if the entire Middle East just converts to Sufism, because Sufism is fucking based. Like,
Why don't you
if
go
I- if
tell
I-
them? I'm sure if you told them, they'd do it right away.
well, ISIS hates Sufis. Sufis are like super.
Ah.
Anyway, no, but either way. So let me finish what I was saying. So you have the people on the left who are very pro like LGBT rights in the West, and but then just look the other way because Muslim, yeah. But then you have people on the right who, I mean, there are a lot more people on the right who are supportive of LGBT rights, like in the year 2021 as opposed to back in like 2012. It's basically become normalized in our society. So, but you have a lot, but the people who are still against gay rights on the right today are. What's funny is they often bring up how in the Middle East gays are being thrown off of rooftops. Like I thought that's what you wanted. Like you can't have it both ways. It's like how there are those like super cringy evangelical, non-denominational, fundamentalist Protestants who believe the earth is like 6,000 years old and we're going to be raptured in 2 days. Like kind of like how those people say that Catholicism, which is the original Christianity, how they say Catholicism is just paganism and it is satanic. Yet they always talk about Christians being persecuted in the Middle East when the Christians that are actually being persecuted in the Middle East are Catholics. It's like, okay, are they Christian or not? It's like that. It's like that superhero meme where the superhero can't decide what button
The
he's going to fucking press.
superhero.
Yeah. Okay. Who the fuck is Victor? Who's Victor?
Oh yeah, I'm the Crimson Fucker. Victor's my real name.
Who?
I think we know.
Oh yeah. Okay. I know. who you
Yeah.
are.
Anyway, you know, I have a confession to make. Back when I like left the left, I decided to like become a PragerU conservative for about a year.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
The closest I ever got to that was Dave Rubin. However, I never joined Conservative Inc.
Yeah.
I just liked It wasn't even him that I loved. I mean, I kind of liked him.
I mean,
but I liked that he brought like the people he brought on. I liked him as like I liked the platform itself.
Yeah.
But then I realized, oh, he's actually not like libertarian.
Yeah,
he's a neocon. So, but yeah, then I graduated to Tom Woods. So
the Tom Woods Show, episode 1820s. Prepare to set fire to the index card of allowable opinion. Sorry.
Okay, so okay, so I just want to say real quick. So I've been reaching out to a bunch of people for interviews, like public intellectuals, authors, all that stuff. Most of them have said yes. I had Milton Friedman's son who ended up saying yes. I interviewed him. We talked for an hour and a half on last Monday. It's on my channel. The first third of it, we talked about economics, and then the last 2/3 of it, we just talked about like high fantasy novels and science fiction and tabletop gaming.
Yeah.
So like but the thing is, the only person who's actually declined my invitation to come on was Tom Woods. I don't know why. It's like, plus I donate to him too. It's like, come on, Tom. I don't know what's going on. But
you could try to get Dave Smith.
I could probably get Dave Smith.
That would be cool.
I'd find it funny if you could get Dave Rubin on
No,
your
the thing is,
show.
like I said, I would have no. The thing
and
is, the thing is, I would have Richard Spencer on my show before I'd have Dave Rubin.
Wow,
like that's how much I disrespect Dave Rubin.
Wait, Richard Spencer, the Nazi that voted Biden.
Yeah, because at least he's more interesting than Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin's just not interesting at all.
I find it the way the alt-right tries to
I thought it was funny.
Rebrand itself as interesting, because I remember that in 2017, I think they were kind of a reaction to identity politics, and their idea was, hey, if all these
Let's just do white identity politics. That was their whole thing.
White people use identity politics, and I'm like, all identity politics is cringe.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move on. Speaking of identity politics, honor, race, or attention. Yeah.
Clubs that transport you to the wonders and glories of art, music, astronomy, languages you do not already speak, and more. If the only extracurricular activities you can imagine being interested in are those based on ethnicity, race, or sexual identity, that means that little outside of yourself really interests you. Second.
Well, wait. What's funny is the alt-right would completely disagree with that. And they'd be like, no, they basically be like, no, that means you care about your race. You care about yeah. It's funny just like how the left hates the boomer cons, and then the far right and the alt-right also hate the boomer cons. The boomer cons are also like, back in 2015, it was the social justice warriors who were the ones to shit on. That's boring now.
Yeah, I mean,
it is fun to shit on these people now.
I mean,
because
there's
I disagree. It's fun to shit on a lot of different types of people.
Well, the
and
reason
it's always been fun to shit on
trash
But
on
after like
boomer
the
cons.
100th SJW owned compilation, it gets boring. I mean, there's only so ways you can get triggered over a microaggression.
Well, no, you're missing the full understanding. The reason people find it fun to shit on boomer cons is due to the fact that, especially after 2020 election, the whole hope of a Trump God Emperor victory has fallen flat. Like, they were never in power, and and hopefully it'll come to fruition that they'll learn the hard way that they aren't the ones in power. They were never in power.
I'd argue
Nor do they have.
I'd argue conservatism is still prevalent, especially in the Senate, because the thing is, actually, there's conservative-leaning Democrats, mainly
Joe Manchin.
And the thing is, the conservatives still technically have control of the Senate because of him and Sinema, and I'd argue Kelly to an extent.
Okay, then how come in 2016 you basically had the entirety of despite having both the House, Senate, and presidency, they couldn't get anything passed except a 3% tax reduction?
Because
that
Donald
used
Trump
to
was
be
never,
12%.
Because Donald Trump was never their guy to begin with.
Donald Trump is not even a conservative. That's why Jesse Lee Peterson is also a dumbass, because he says Trump is a true conservative.
No, I think Trump is closest to a New York Democrat, like a
no. He's a
Democrat.
Clinton style Democrat who's pretending, who's playing the role of a popular. He doesn't really even have any beliefs. He can't even be lumped in with any ideology.
No,
like
he actually
if he could have won as a
universal
Democrat,
healthcare in the
no.
2000s.
The thing is, I'm sure if he knew that he could win as a Democrat, he would have run as a Democrat. The thing is, the reason he ran as a Republican is because he knew that it would be easier to just go full retard and win as a Republican.
You know, I had a theory. What if Trump was the nominee in 2008 instead of Obama?
As a Democrat, that would have been
Yeah.
interesting.
I mean, I'm curious how McCain versus Trump would work if Trump was on the Democrat side.
I think McCain would have still won, probably. No, actually, yeah, I think maybe I don't
No,
know.
McCain wasn't
okay,
gonna win,
okay.
let's face it.
The thing is, you're actually hurting my brain now. So we're gonna finish this video, but then
Got
this
it.
this video is slightly less damaging to my brain than thinking of Trump versus McCain. That's gonna change. That changes the entire timeline. I can't deal with this.
I do not care whether English is your native language. My only interest in terms of language is that you leave this school speaking and writing English as fluently as possible.
I can agree with that, actually.
The English
Yeah, I
language
agree.
has united America's citizens for over 200 years, and it will unite us at this school. Furthermore, I would be remiss in my duty to ensure that you will be prepared to successfully compete in the job market if you leave this school without excellent English language skills. We will learn other languages here. It's deplorable that most Americans only speak English.
Agreed.
But if you want classes
I
taught
agree
in
too.
your native language rather than in English,
I wish I would have stuck with German.
this is not the right
I wish
school for
I
you.
stayed Japanese more.
Third,
Yeah, I know.
because I
but-
regard learning as a sacred
The girl I
endeavor,
love knows Japanese.
everything in this
fluently,
school will
bilingual.
reflect learning's elevated status. This means, among other things, that you and your teachers will dress accordingly. There will be a dress code at this school.
No.
And you will
Yep,
address
I'm
all
for that.
teachers by their title, not by their first name.
I agree.
They are
Okay,
your
that's
teacher.
fair.
Whoa, hold on. Don't they already do that? Don't they? I mean,
Yeah, my school had a dress code. It was fairly lenient, but it still existed.
No.
And
I'm
also-
I'm talking about. Wait, at schools though, you like. Why is he saying you have to address them by Mr. So and So? Like all schools do that.
I think it's a sign of respect.
There are some public schools that let kids address their teachers by the first name.
Well, the thing is,
a lot of them are in California.
Well, the thing is, if I were in that public school, I wouldn't like. I would literally tell my class, you have to call me Mr. So and So. Like the thing is, I'm actually like I'm looking into getting into substitute teaching potentially.
Cool.
So I'm gonna, but either way, that doesn't matter. But they are for-year teacher. Okay, Principal Prager, PP.
Teachers, not your pals. Fourth, no obscene language will be tolerated
Fuck you, Dennis.
Fuck.
anywhere on this school's property. By obscene language, I
Can
mean the
support
words
that.
and
By obscene languages, I mean the words fuck, cunt, no. I'm not gonna say-
I do not want to get taken off air for saying the N word.
I'm not going to say it on air. I would never say that on air.
on radio and
Guacamole.
television,
Oh, right.
plus epithets such as the B word, even when
Bitch.
addressed by one girl to another, or the N word,
Okay,
even
that's
when
fair.
used by one black student to another.
Okay, at that
It
point,
is
he's
much-
going
N-word
too far at
part's
that
fair.
point. No, I don't think the N-word part's fair. If you're a black person, you can
Oh,
say it
yeah.
to a black person.
I mean,
Also,
You
if you're a
don't think
black,
women can call each other bitches?
they can call each other bitches all they want. Okay, this is where Prager's starting to lose. This is where Prager's starting to lose me, man.
We
Yeah.
are
What?
free speech advocates.
What,
But
what do you think the N word is?
say
What do
it.
you think the N word?
Nigeria.
Say it.
No,
Niggardly.
the Negro. I mean,
Also, it's
technically,
not
that
for
is the
mean-spirited.
appropriate and that was the proper term that they
I don't
used.
think that's what they meant by.
No. Okay,
An
what's
N-word.
interesting is so the thing is the word I'm going to say the word
think they meant
quote
something
unquote Negro. That word was actually the politically correct way of saying it back in the
Yep.
1960s, because the thing is
Yep.
the term colored was deemed offensive, and that's why when you read like for instance.
I mean,
I notice Owl. I bring him up literally on every single fucking stream you're on. "Suicide of the West" by James fucking
Oh, wait.
Burnham.
Wait.
for instance, written in the 60s,
wait.
like the term Negro was used because the term colored by that point was outdated.
Wait,
However,
I had a
Negro
question
was
though. What
outdated.
doesn't the NAACP still to this day stand for the North American Advancement of Colored People, or something along those lines?
Yeah, but they're not just going to go change their name because they're such an established institution. It's going to confuse.
Yeah,
the,
but still, using the term "colored people" even today is kind of dated.
I mean, they're black, so I mean, I guess
Yeah,
they
it's
can
fair.
make
What's
the
really
rules.
funny is the fact that Politicrat constantly brings up James Burnham whenever I'm on a stream.
That's what I just said. I noticed it's like it's always in context though, and you just always like I don't think I've ever mentioned James Burnham on a stream that you were not on either. So that's the funny thing. Okay, well, let's continue with Mr. Prager.
My intent that by the time you leave this school, you will be among the few your age to distinguish between the elevated and the degraded, the holy and the obscene. Fifth, we will end all self-esteem programs. In this school,
No mental health, no mental health counseling at this school. I'm feeling suicidal.
Instead of self-esteem programs, every single day your teacher says, "Hello, little shits. Let's go.
Go kill yourselves."
Pathetic ass.
I mean, like, aren't most schools supposed to have some form of counseling?
I would make all women dress in pre-Vatican II nun robes, and then I would give them rulers to spank the children.
No, not pre-Vatican II. No, if you want to be a trad Cath, pre-Gregorian reforms. So like 10th
Okay, that's pretty base.
10th century Catholicism. Honestly, Christianity was better in the Middle Ages. Let's just all agree on that. It was more complex theologically. That is completely different.
No, I would say Christianity was better before Charlemagne. Have you ever seen Saint Maximus the Confessor?
I'd say the issue with like.
But you're not even religious.
Was the whole paying money in order to be accepted into heaven? I think that was totally
No.
wrong.
Okay. That's a completely different. Yeah, that was more of a political type thing. That's a really complicated issue. Also, fun fact: the Inquisition is also exaggerated. But let's continue.
Self-esteem will be attained in only one way. The only way self-esteem can be attained.
Sex. Going out and dick measuring dicks.
Getting a badass hawk tattoo and then beating the shit out of
Jeez,
your
politicrat, and I thought I was gonna get your server taken down.
What, for saying the word? I just said the word dicks.
By earning it. One immediate consequence is that graduating classes will have one valedictorian, not 8.
Wait, what? They have 8? There's already only one valedictorian. That's the whole point.
Yeah, then you have salutatorian, and then there's the next level down of academic.
What is he talking about? Like, is he like such a boomer? Is he
that
like
he thinks that is 8 the magic number? What does he
Yes,
mean by
it is.
8?
It's
Why
a
couldn't
magic.
he have picked
No,
like, a
okay. So
different
basically,
number?
you know how Julius Evola, when he was put on trial, he was basically like, "I'm not a fascist. I'm a super fascist." Well, this is like that with Dennis Prager. He's like, he's not just a boomer. He's a super boomer.
Maybe this is like too late to ask at this point, but is this like an actual school?
I hope not. Well, Prager University is an accredited university. I got like
is this how they
whatever.
run that university? Like, you know, I pay money to go here as an adult, and like there's all these rules.
It's not an adult university, it's for children, but it is a legit university.
For like
They're
college
legit
level stuff, or is
No,
it
it's not. No.
level.
It's considered it's classified as a think tank, as an institute. It's not actually a university.
Yeah,
Oh.
at least the Gravel Institute calls themselves an institute instead of a
The
university.
Gravel Institute, at least they're self-aware.
Yeah.
Like, at least they know they're a fucking grift.
I was gonna say, because if this was like a place I paid to like obtain a bachelor's degree, and it's like you can't say the word bitch, I might take my money elsewhere. You can't be buddy with your teacher. Like, sorry, dog. I know you're only like 5 years older than me, and that we're all adults here, but I'm gonna raise my hand. Can I pretty please go to the bathroom as a 25-year-old?
Sixth and last, I am reorienting the school toward academics and away from politics and propaganda.
Okay, that's okay. Fine.
Good
I can
on
agree with that.
theory,
Which is
but not
funny
the way you
because
discuss it.
democracy and politics are synonyms.
I mean, you didn't even have to say that. Everyone knows that.
Useful.
No more time will be devoted to.
Yeah, no, because the entire Overton window for Western politics is some form of liberal democracy.
Oh, you'd be surprised. I encountered a boomer who
No,
is very big at PragerU. He doesn't believe politics and democracy are synonyms.
No. You don't understand what I just said is no. You're basically right in the sense that the entire Overton window in the Western world, not just in this country, but in the entire Western world, is included within that. It is all some kind of liberal democracy, like there is nothing within the Overton window that is not at least some variant of liberal democracy. But let us continue.
To racism, sexism, Islamophobia, homophobia, global warming, tobacco.
What?
gender
Wait,
identity.
please turn it back. I want to see how these are all tangentially related to one another.
To racism.
Wait, no, back
sexism.
further.
I am reorienting the school toward academics and away from politics
And towards sex.
propaganda. No more time will be devoted to racism, sexism, Islamophobia, homophobia, global warming,
No science
tobacco, or
Yeah, no, okay. That is the part.
What do you mean, tobacco?
Wait. Does that mean I get a smoking class? Because that'd be pretty based. I don't.
Are there classes on tobacco in like high school like nowadays? I only graduated a few. I only graduated a few years ago.
I feel like he has his head stuck back when he was in high school.
Tobacco. Does he just like all the kids show up like super like all the like super poor kids are like, oh, my mom bought me a pack of Newports
And he's got a rolled cigarette.
There
Yeah,
was
exactly.
there was a high school I saw where they had an entrepreneurial class and they let kids start their own weed farm.
That is
Entrepreneurial weed
That is
business.
base.
that is fucking base.
Also, legalize cannabis nationwide. It'd be
Cannabis was
that
just
different.
legalized in my state, and there are like signs now up for it. But yeah,
I live in California, so it's been around for.
I am
a
so
while.
sorry. I am so sorry.
It's fine. I plan on moving to Montana sooner or later.
Based.
Man, Montana's so
Gender
flat
identity.
though.
no more
I kinda-
classes will be devoted to condom wearing.
But you like, it's like,
Sorry, at PragerU, we don't allow our children to have safe sex.
wait, what? That's weird. It's like, I thought Jews were generally actually for contraception. I thought Jews were for contraception. I thought it was just Catholics that are against contraception.
Can
Even
is there anyone
okay,
Jewish,
honestly,
in the
even
audience
most
that can
Catholics
confirm
these
or
days
deny
are pro
that?
contraception. Like, come on.
But I had a question: is there anyone who's Jewish in the audience that can confirm or deny that? I'm honestly curious.
Yes, we need an
Coronis,
arbiter to speak for all.
Coronis,
all
I know you're a devout Orthodox Jew, just like your idol Ben Shapiro. So Coronis, tell us about the Jews.
It is a fact that
We have a Jewish
Orthodox
question right now.
Jews don't actually.
Just message Morty.
Never mind.
And teaching you to regard sexual relations as no more than a health issue. And there will be no more attempts to convince you that you are a victim because you are not white or male or heterosexual.
He's turning this into identity politics when he said he does not want it to be about identity politics.
Yeah,
What
what's
is this?
the weird stuff with the sex? Like, how old are these children that are going here? Is this like grade school? Is this like K through 12?
It's PragerU, but it's also
It's
a high school.
about, I would say K through 12, I guess.
No, I
Honestly,
say
okay.
K
So the
through
name of this
12.
the name of this video is "Every American Needs to Hear This Speech." Yes, every American needs to hear this speech so they know how fucking cringe PragerU is.
Agreed.
Sexual or Christian. This school will have failed if any of you graduate without considering him or herself inordinately lucky. Lucky to be alive and lucky to be an American. Now, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the
Culty shit right here. The Pledge of Allegiance has always like been. It's just always struck me as like very culty.
Yeah, my school rarely had a pledge of allegiance. Actually,
So I
I
went
think
to
I did like once or twice during a summer school, but that was about it. We actually
So-
did it.
This is so. No, in hindsight, this is kind of freaky. So, I have very recently returned to religion. But either way, I recall back in, and so this is just like hindsight of me now being somewhat religious again. But I look back, so when I was in Christian school, when I was like elementary aged. So not only did we have to say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, we also had to like pledge the allegiance to the Crusader flag. Like, I'm not even joking. We
The
actually
what
had to
flag?
put
I don't
Dude,
believe
like,
you, JR.
a fucking Crusader flag.
I don't believe
These
you.
wolves.
I'm bullshit.
No, I'm actually telling the truth.
Okay, but can we all
I
just
know
say
you're
these
saying
wolves?
that.
I'll send you a picture of what the flag was.
Okay,
and it's
send it. No. I want to send me a picture. I want proof that that's what you guys did at school. I guess I call bullshit.
and then
I
we
miss
also
the
had
original American salute.
No,
to the
but the thing
flag.
is, they didn't call it the Crusader flag. They called it the Christian flag, but it looked like a Crusader flag. And then finally, we also had to pledge allegiance to the Bible. It's like that completely goes against one of the 10 Commandments, like the idolatry. Basically, that's worshiping a Bible, an inanimate object. At that point, it's not even Christianity. It's like Biblianism. Like,
I don't know what you're talking about. Islam does that with their religion. Protestants do that in the Reformation.
No,
have you
they
ever
didn't even do
seen the
that.
Islam in the Quran?
I have a Quran right next to me right now. Yeah.
Open it the fuck up. What edition?
Where is it? Hold on, I just had it. Okay, so I have a Sheets gift card. Oh, no, nobody knows what Sheets is.
Is it in Arabic?
I think there's actually no, it's all English.
It's
It
not
is
the real Quran. It's lies. All
It
of it's
just says
lies.
the
You
Quran
can't.
tra-
It has to be in Arabic. Or
It's a mass market. It was $8. It was published by Tahrik Tarsail Quran Inc.
Yeah. It sounds fucking haram to me. I can't stand that.
17th
That's
edition, Library of
absolute-
Congress, number 8406. Okay, well,
Hey,
I
Blake,
spit.
do you have the Holy Vedas by any chance?
I have the Mahabharata.
Yeah, actually, I think the closest thing I have to that is like some Hindu comic books that depict
Hindu comic books?
the Vedas.
Okay, anyway, we're gonna get back to this fucking train wreck.
The flag of our country. As many of you do not know the words, your teachers will hand them out to you. I'm Dennis Prager.
I thought conservatives opposed handouts.
Well, not when it's for something they want.
Yeah, good point.
Okay, so what I'm gonna say is, do you know what, like, if I had like animation skills, I would actually make a parody video of PragerU, and this is how I'd end the video.
Is this your way of like requesting me to do something for you?
Wait. Actually, no, but but basically how I'd end it, I would be like, the right is right. That is why it is called the right. So maybe we should start calling the left
wrong.
I'm Dennis Prager.
Okay, you know what? I'll think about it long and hard.
Long and hard and
Yep.
like throbbing. Okay.
I don't know. I may be a pulsing instead of
You know, I
throbbing.
gotta say, the fact that you guys are talking about how cringe and sad basic norms of the 1950s were,
Yeah.
just goes to
I
show
think the-
how
I think
much
the
you
90
guys are within the left-wing frame.
Dude, no, I am.
You truly have evaluated not only me and JR as a
No.
person, but
I am basically so.
I
my
think you
views,
got a really
you actually don't.
accurate
You actually
gauge.
don't know. The thing is, I just embrace modernity because that's what we're stuck with. If we embrace modernity, then the fact
live a fucking woods like a monkey.
Listen. If we fight,
just stop bothering everybody
if we
else.
fight against modernity, the longer we perpetuate the Kali Yuga. We need to bring an end to the Kali Yuga. So that means we might as well just be accelerationists, embrace modernity, then we can return to tradition when the golden age
If you're
returns
that
again.
upset, if you're
So
that
I'm
obsessed with
guessing you
return-
voted for Biden.
No, I did not vote for Biden, but either way,
Then
that is
how are you an accelerationist?
That is how no, I said that is how fucking traditionalist I am.
Also,
But-
by the way, quick plug: check out Collapsitarians for Biden if you want accelerationists.
But in case you don't,
support
in case
Biden.
you guys don't know, I'm not going to get into it. But I am what you call a capital T traditionalist, and I have But
You
okay,
want
so
here? Give me your address, and I'll mail you a box of cookies right now. What's your
okay,
address?
I'll put you in.
Oh no.
Anyways,
I got a
we're
pen
getting
right
off
here.
topic, guys.
Yeah.
No, this is precisely on topic. I absolutely resent that statement wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly.
Okay,
I
hold
want
on
to
a
touch
second.
his little chubby face though, like a little bit,
Grayson's
don't
back.
you? Like the way his face looks right up there. I kind of want to like touch his little fat old man cheeks.
Okay, so hold on a second. We're gonna. Okay, so I can only find this on a leftist channel, but I'm gonna play the actual clip. So this is moving us into our final parts. Actually, no. Before we do this, let's have a brief intermission, so everyone can take a piss, use bathroom. Is that okay? Is everyone fine with that?
Hey, can you hear me properly?
Yeah, we can hear.
No.
We're about to do a brief intermission.
Okay, because I literally had like internet issues for like an hour, then I turned it off and on again.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so yeah, guys, we are going to end up taking a very brief intermission, probably for about, I don't know, probably about 2 minutes or so. I mean, not 2 minutes, like 5 minutes. I don't know, however much time you need. But what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to put you guys all on mute.
You got it. Good job, JR.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
How was your poopy, JR?
What? It wasn't.
How was
poopy.
your poop?
I actually
Did
dropped.
you poop?
Wait,
Oh,
are
you
we
were
gonna
gone
watch
for a
Dave
while.
Rubin or the urine and feces video from Dave and from Prager, Dennis Prager?
How does that have to do with JR's bathroom time?
I use the bathroom.
No,
I don't know. I just heard
how the left
something about people being converted to leftism, so I showed up.
Hmm.
Some people have been.
You should go to the bathroom, JR. I'm worried about your prostate.
You're worried about my prostate?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
What happened the other day where I just saw like, no, let me back in. I swear to God, I'm not peeing, but it's like you saying that in all
So,
caps.
are we going to continue the political analyst of
Yes.
Dennis
we are.
Prager or
We
Dave
are.
Rubin?
No, we're continuing. No, okay. So we're actually in the midst of the transition phase, the transitional phase. So hold on a
I
second.
mean, have you gotten a prostate exam? Like, you should start getting them in your
I know.
mid-20s.
That's
Just
what I've
saying.
been saying.
Got to get a doctor to finger your butt.
So, what cringe video are we watching next?
Let's watch a prostate exam through like endoscopic like
Oh,
camera.
fine. No.
I'm pretty sure that would get the account suspended.
Why
Or
not?
terminated.
That's why you gotta have alt tech, JR. You wouldn't get terminated on BitShooter Daily Motion showing an endoscopic prostate exam.
Be
And that's the real
anything
content.
seriously
That is
in your life.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, this is not supposed.
Anything
This was never supposed to be a serious stream. This one
I
particular.
don't know, dog. You
You
tell
think
me. You
I'd
seem to know a
fucking be
lot
here?
about me, so why don't you give me the dissertation?
You think I'd be here
Alex
if this
Jones
was a fucking
clip, or
serious
maybe
stream?
the PragerU video, "Why the Left Ruins Everything."
Anyway,
I mean,
no, that's
hey,
not the one
if-
we're doing. Hold on.
Hey, you're going to get less shit watching the endoscopy than whatever the fuck it's called than you are watching that fucking PragerU video.
Try to say it. Endoscopy.
Endo.
You got it.
fucking
I
hell.
believe in you.
Endoscopic prostate exam.
You got it.
Scopic
What's your bank
prostate
account information?
exam.
I'll send you some money.
Okay, so now we are coming back to the Dave Rubin bit. Or actually, this is sort of a transition.
Endoscopy, that's it.
You got it.
Please tell me that didn't get out of the stream.
Okay, hold on. We'll skip this part. This is an important.
I want you to continue to say you're a liberal because you're a great use to good values.
Well, don't worry. I'm not doing it for your use of me. I'm doing it for myself.
No.
Yeah.
It's like Christians who say to me, we would love you to come to Christ, but you are so valuable to us as a Jew when you defend us Christians.
Yeah.
And they're right. You are valuable and in the best sense of the word.
Yeah, I'm sure that happened, bro. A Jew just went up to you and was like, dude, thank you so much for defending the Jews, man. You did it. You did a good
He
one.
basically called him a useful idiot.
Yes, I was about to say he called Dave Rubin a useful idiot. On that note, Dave Rubin is kind of an idiot. I actually consider him a lower middle grade midwit, maybe not necessarily an idiot.
Wait.
But
you said idiot, not midget.
no, I said midwit.
Oh.
Which is basically like smart enough to be able to get by, but still kind of stupid.
I thought you said midget though.
He smelled the money Ben Shapiro was making from his grifting operation, and he was
So,
like, "I started one of my own," but he's fucking bad at it. That's the thing.
You got to do it in the voice if you're going to say hypothetically.
So, hypothetically speaking, never mind. I can't do impressions.
You were doing really good. I thought you were pretty cool.
My shitty Hans Hermann Hoppe impression.
Hmm.
Okay, I wish there was like so Dave Rubin, let's just discuss how terrible is that guy? Like, the thing is,
Put
I
up
used
a
to
picture
actually
of him. Put up like a nice picture of him on the screen so we can really think about it.
Bro, he's just a sad grifter.
Well, the thing is, I wonder if the reason I hate him so much is because I used to actually really like him.
That's probably it. It's partially shame, probably. You're feeling a little bit of shame from that. It's okay. It's normal. We all used to have
Dave Rubin's going to try to run for governor of California.
No, he didn't.
He said he was going to consider running for governor.
Ooh. His lip.
Beepus, are you saying that you're really attracted to gay Orthodox Jews?
No.
Dude,
I'm attracted to only my significant other. And Sasuke.
And Blue Lives Matter, right?
No.
But you're a blue life.
Thank you for that, JR. I didn't know that. I'm so glad you told me.
No, you're just a you're just a social worker.
It's true. There was this one guy that beat the shit out of his mom and his sister the other day, and he's like shaking real bad. He's like, I'm about to have a seizure as he's trying to put a Newport and just smoke it the fuck down. I'm like, you want me to call fire for you, dog? He's like, no. Yeah. I'm like, okay, you can go to the hospital.
Okay, so Dave Rubin, guys, what is everybody First of all, what was
him? I'm like, I really liked his when I left the left video back in the day. I was like, yeah.
From the PragerU. Yeah, that was a good video.
I was a former liberal that became a conservative.
No, he didn't even say that. He still said he was a liberal at that point.
But I still kind of relate to like the whole leaving the left thing at the time, but then I left the right in a way. Or
no. To me, what it really smelled, people don't make that kind of shift that fast, like, honestly, in my opinion.
He did it more believably than Candace Owens, though.
He did do it more believably than Candace Owens.
I've seen people make those leaving the right videos that look and feel legit, or leaving the right or leaving the left videos that look or feel legit, but the truth is most people who leave, like, the left, like, leftist, usually become post-leftists or fucking egoists. And
like you.
Not really, no. I don't know where I am. Really.
You're a post-leftist at this point.
I mean, who still believes in socialism, so...
Do you think Puda actually has a point? He's like Glenn Beck, who's a Mormon, but he's a huge Christian apologist.
I don't fucking know who that is.
He's describing Dave Rubin.
Dave Rubin's a Jew, though.
Well, technically
he's
he's a
not.
Jew, but he seems to advocate for Christianity more than
When?
Judaism.
I don't
know, on his channel. That's apparently what. I'm just going by what the comments stated.
I've never seen him. He doesn't really talk about religion on his channel.
No,
I mean, he had a
Ben-
bishop on once, but that's about it.
Ben Shabibo is the one you're thinking about. He's Christian. He's just.
Ben Shapiro is a fucking Orthodox Jew. He's not Christian.
No, I know. I'm not talking about Ben Shapiro. I said Ben Shapiro is the one who's an Orthodox Jew. You said Dave Rubin was. Dave Rubin's Christian.
No, Dave Rubin's Jewish. His name is David Joshua Rubin. I literally read his shitty ass book. Worst thing to come out of 2020. He talked about how he went on a pill.
You mean
Don't burn this book by Ray Dubin.
I'm so edgy.
No, the thing is, no, he literally at the end of the book, the last third of his book, he got so lazy he didn't know what to do with the last part of his book, so he literally just came up with his own 12 rules for life. I'm not even joking. So some of his rules were like, don't surrender to the outrage mob and don't let yourself get canceled. Like bullshit like that. And
also, would you argue there's a form of conservative cancel culture out there?
oh yeah, no, totally. Conservative cancel culture, I'd argue, existed even before left-wing cancel.
Like, remember
Left-wing cancel. Dungeons and Dragons. The conservatives tried to cancel Dungeons and Dragons back in the 90s.
No,
that is the original.
I'm actually running a Descent into Avernus game.
I mean, cancel culture began the moment that these fucking Karens on a town council about 4,000 years ago forced an old man to take hemlock. That is the day cancel culture began.
Not
500
before,
years
not
later,
like the
a man was
500,000 years
canceled.
of human history before that. They didn't cancel a single
Are
man.
you kidding me? Have you ever heard of Emperor Marcian?
No,
I've never seen a guy who got
500
canceled
years
before in his life.
500 years later,
no.
there was 500 years later, there was a man about 33 years old or so. He ended up getting canceled. They fucking nailed his corpse to a stick, a giant fucking stick. A cross, actually. A cross. They canceled him.
Wait, they crucified him?
Yeah,
There's a very, very. Sorry, I wouldn't equate those two, honestly. Cancellation.
Dude, you're like roboting harder than.
I'm a wee bit.
Let's try that.
Rocky Mountains.
Okay.
We'll say that. But I wouldn't equate those two. People who are canceled don't become martyrs.
How do you know?
Because people who are canceled aren't killed. That's
Well,
the
and I think
reason.
they canceled Jesus pretty fucking hard. I mean, they killed him.
canceled
That's
Socrates
like
too,
a
like I
very
said.
that's a very harsh cancellation, and make sure you can never come back.
I think they canceled
Well, no,
Socrates
but
pretty
he ended
hard.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but Jesus ended up coming back. Remember?
Yeah,
He
but
ended up doing another
I'm sure
season.
nobody really expected that, though.
Another 40 episodes.
Another 40 episodes, another 300 episodes. That's what I'm about.
The writers of Earth couldn't come up with something better, so they're like, "Fuck it, Jesus is back. Why not?"
I think that was a pretty good idea. I mean, especially after Samson, like, how the fuck were they going to top that?
Oh, true, yeah.
I mean, okay, so the Book of Judges. So I don't know if anybody saw it, but I've been having interviews with like actual authors like on my stream.
Like,
I had a lay
write books.
Yeah, I had a lay theologian on about a week ago, and who also wrote a book about the historical context of the Bible. And so he talked about his basically the Book of Judges, which is what Samson is in.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a work of heroic literature in the same way of like the Iliad and the Odyssey. Because the thing is, what we also need to remember, the Book of Judges actually takes place during the exact same time that the Trojan War took place. This heroic age of in the late Bronze Age. Getting off on our tangent here. We're supposed to be talking about Dave Rubin, even though the late Bronze Age is way cooler than this chump.
Hey, JR,
Yeah.
we can talk about anything. All this is extremely cyclical in nature. It will all work its way around. If we want to
Dave
talk about the
Rubin-
late Bronze Age, we can talk about the late Bronze Age.
Actually,
It's
Because stop
whatever-
trying to corrupt JR.
It's whatever you are comfortable with, JR. Don't listen to the other people.
Guys,
You can listen to yourself.
JR,
Listen to your heart. It's whatever you
don't
want to fucking
listen
do.
to this femboy
Yes.
corrupting you. Don't listen to this
femboy.
femboid.
A femboy?
I'm actually fine if fanboys end up taking over in like 20 years.
You just want to have gay sex, and that's okay. You can do that right now.
Yeah. Guilty
Yeah.
as charged.
Good job.
Oh my god.
Okay. Dave Rubin. Edgar, you gave your position. Beppis, time for you to give actually a serious analysis of Dave Rubin.
I know nothing about him. He has weird looking lips.
Victor.
Yeah.
Assessment of Dave Rubin, serious assessment, not tongue in cheek this time.
Oh yeah, I think I think he's just a grifter who wants to make money, and he doesn't really care about his ideology. I think his ideology is what makes him the most money. If it means being a neocon, so be it. If it means being a classical liberal, sure. If it means being a progressive, sure. I think that if someone paid him enough money, he would go full communist even.
Dude, he used to work for the Young Turks.
Yeah, good point.
He literally used to be a leftist. Like what it literally was is he saw Ben Shapiro was making money, and he was just like, I want money, and Hassan bullies me at work.
I mean, at that point, if he was working for the Young Turks, he could have been making more money as a left-wing mercenary than he could as a right-wing mercenary. I think his transformation is more genuine than Candace Owens.
Look, I will just say this much. If you think leftists actually make that much money or have anywhere near that much power,
I mean, have you seen how much money Destiny, Valsh, and ContraPoints make?
I'm
Look, I take it as a compliment.
Jimmy Dore that I do for Dennis Prager.
Vosh is a fairly small streamer. Destiny's just a neo-lib.
No, he's not. He's a social democrat. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but he's like, I believe we'll get to social democracy and like.
That's not what do you know what a neoliberal is? A neoliberal is somebody.
No, I know what he basically is. I'm just saying that because that's the current status quo, and this dude clearly isn't that far off of centrism. He believes in a very, very, very slow progression to that. Which
you do believe Destiny has called out saying that he's a social democrat. He has openly proclaimed that.
Okay.
I haven't seen his content recently. I don't fucking know. I won't argue with you about Vosh. You're right about that.
Strange seconds. On that note, assessment of Dave Rubin.
Oh, he's just a sad fucking grifter who somehow thought he could make money by being, oh, hey guys, I'm the gay conservative. That's unique and special, right? Look at me. I'm so unique and special. I'm
That's
the
what I used to
former
brand
leftist.
myself as, actually. But
It worked.
Honestly,
it worked for the longest time, though.
If anything, I just feel bad for his poor husband. Like, goddamn, what?
No, okay. So
the
what
shit
if
he's got to be put up with?
So there's a theory. This is more of a prediction. I don't know if it's actually going to happen. This is going to prove that if this happens, it's going to prove that Dave Rubin has, like, I can't even find words for it, but this is going to prove that Dave Rubin is just a shameless dollar snatcher. If he literally divorces his husband and decides to become straight.
Yeah.
Some people are actually predicting that he's going to do that. I don't think so.
No, I think I think he wouldn't come out straight. I think he'd try to come out as bi and then marry a woman.
Dude, that would require a Kanye West level breakdown. I'm not even sure Rubin's capable of that. He'd be in a psych ward before that could happen to him.
He doesn't want to get canceled by the mob, aka all the doctors.
Strange seconds, you would probably end up in a psych ward before Dave Rubin.
He probably would, actually.
I
have known Strange Seconds for 10 years. He would.
I go to therapy regularly. I'll let you know I'm very stable now.
Okay. So, what we're going to watch now. Everyone knows who Larry King is, right? He died the other day of COVID.
Oh, shit, Larry King fucking died?
Yeah, 2 days ago. COVID.
May that guy rest in peace. May his soul rest in peace.
So we're about to see We're about to
He
see
was a
the
good
big
man.
So we're about to see Dave Rubin get fucking cucked. We're literally going to watch Dave Rubin get cucked.
Oh, I saw this. The
No,
Dave
don't say
Rubin
anything.
compilation.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
I was
Okay.
showing the compilation video I saw it in. I'm not spoiling it. Don't worry.
This is the greatest shit ever. Okay. So he had Larry King. Larry King is Dave Rubin's hero. He was literally who inspired Dave Rubin to be an interviewer. He loved having Larry King on the show. Larry King used to come on a show, but each time he came on the show, he came on for just a little less and less and less amount of time as Dave Rubin became more of a grifter. By the end, it was clear that Larry King kind of was just fucking with Dave Rubin. This is an amazing video. I'm sure you guys will enjoy it.
David Price and Jock Peterson went to the Angels three-way trade.
See, you are a newsman. Breaking news.
Wait, actually. Oh, hold on. There, yeah, I started at the wrong place. Okay, here we go.
Great man.
Also, not to mention
You've got a
Hold
phone.
on. All right, watch.
There you
now
go.
let me show the
Yeah,
guy.
show us this phone. This old.
is Samsung makes it. I visited that company in Korea.
Yeah.
Samsung makes
And it's ringing right now.
it is. Actually, hello. Hey, Cannon, where are you? Oh, you didn't have a game today.
Yeah, just sit there and take it, little cuck boy.
I got a list. You got a doubleheader this coming Saturday. How did you do?
Larry.
Oh, that's great. That's a 333 batting average, Cannon. Well, I'm doing David Rubin's podcast now. I'm on his show, and while talking to you, the audience is watching me talk to you.
Unrelated.
Oh, wow.
That
Cannon, you're a starter, so you could do 10 minutes when you open the refrigerator. He wants to do his own podcast.
I'll bring him in.
He's
We'll
going to
make
be
it
20
happen.
years old. I'll bring him here. He's a great kid. All right, Ken, when am I going to see you? Tonight I'm tied up. Tomorrow I got to do that. How about Thursday? How about Friday night? All right. The night before your doubleheader. I'll be at both games. Okay, I'll be there. I love you, Cannon. Okay, talk to you tomorrow. What? What? No, what? Today? That's great. The Dodgers got Mookie Betts and David Price today.
You're breaking news for me.
It just doesn't end.
That's tremendous. Who did they give up for them?
Wait, did he just break news before it was released?
Wait, what?
No, that's two pretty good players. Can't do my Hurricane picture. Alex Verdugo is going to be a star. So Peterson, is there someone going from the Angels to the Red Sox?
This is terrible.
Oh, this is hilarious.
He's just fucking squirming around.
Wow.
He's smiling.
Bring me
and
great news.
He's very
great,
poorly
Cannon.
hiding
Thank
how
you.
Not gonna
Listen,
lie,
yeah,
I'd probably be
thank you.
laughing right now if Larry King was just randomly breaking news.
Tell him anytime.
Oh, dude,
randomly.
Hey, Cannon, baby, I
I
love you.
would
Talk
think
to you
this is
tomorrow.
fucking hilarious, honestly.
Bye.
Yeah.
Well, folks,
You know,
the Dodgers got Mookie Betts.
I
And
kind of really like Dave's.
So
Larry King's.
take a look at that. That is like a good fifth of the interview.
Yeah,
From the
I
first
mean,
one. That's like actually maybe a sixth. That's like a sixth of the interview.
Oh my god. You know, the thing is, Dave Rubin wanted to be a comedian, but he couldn't be one because he can't take a fucking joke.
He's also not funny. So I read his book, which was awful. Worst book I've ever read.
Why did you read it then?
Because I had a free credit on Audible. I ended up
Oh, okay.
after I finished it, I ended up switching it for The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. Good book. Four-door recommended it. Either way though, so the book, so he has these really, really, really terrible jokes. Like, hold on. So he thinks he's being so fucking funny because he's like, I forget what the context was, but it was like, if you know, or do you change? Do you quickly click out of the tabs of you watching PragerU or Ben Shapiro when your family comes in? It's time for you to come out. It's time for you to come out of the closet as a conservative. You need to stop being in denial because denial is not just a river in Egypt. That's literally a line that he says.
Wait, what?
That's terrible.
And then this is the best line in it. So basically, this next line sounds like a parody of him. It sounds like a parody of Dave Rubin. It basically makes because you know that one time he said, "My brain is in full recovery mode from all of these high-level important ideas." Remember when he said that? So this takes that one to town. This one completely raw dogs that one. So he said, I want you to walk into a bar and order yourselves a full-bodied opinion. I want you to get absolutely wasted on facts and logic until 3 a.m. And then, when you're just about ready to pass out, I want you to get another large glass of reality and chug it.
Me.
I swear, everyone who... You know what? It's a sad world, I think, when someone says stuff like... And I'm not saying like you guys, I know you guys, but like by default, when I hear someone say something, either like facts and logic, or they say
The marketplace of ideas.
or they say I do my own research, the first thing I think is, oh fucking shit, not this again. Because I swear, because 80% of the time it's like, I let you know I do my own research, and that is how I found out that like George Bush and George Soros are having gay sex in Jamaica.
They are?
It's your dad, Beppis. That's what he would
He
say.
doesn't do his own research. He doesn't know how to work the computer.
It's
how does your dad not know how to work a computer?
For the first time in his life, he has to somehow figure out how to pay bills. He has a lot more on his plate right now.
Not as much on his plate. Well, he has less on his plate than Larry King.
Yeah, maybe he should make like Larry King.
That was dark.
I know, that was dark. I actually feel a little bad though. I don't.
You should. That's your father you're talking about.
I mean, but he wasn't really like,
He was never
dad.
hogged you.
Yeah, not really, dog.
Nah, fuck him then.
I mean, who tells their wife and kids, like, I'm leaving, I want a divorce on Christmas?
You talk to the kids. Why, Karen? Why?
Like, it's so funny to me.
Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to watch the, hold on, this is going to be funny.
Show the one video I sent you. Oh, god damn it, my chippies. They went everywhere.
Okay, hold on. I hate the Young Turks, but this is the only place I can find the clip.
Are you gonna show the one where
Dude, the Young
Cenk
Turks
Uygur
are
almost like
big.
fights
So I
Alex
think there's
Jones?
one Young Turks video where Dave Smith discusses what's called high sexuality. It's kind of funny.
When you're high and you have sex?
More like the idea of straight people being gay when they're high. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so either way, that was like probably the peak of Larry King's career, right there.
The peak?
Cucking Dave Rubin, like that is fucking no. I'm kidding.
Dude, Larry King is so above Dave Rubin, that's not even a blip.
He considered he considered Larry King his mentor. Larry King did not even write a blurb inside his book. Oh, hold on. This is the funny. This is also really funny. This is kind of a follow up to this one. All right. Okay. This was from like 8 months ago.
Former lifelong lefty who now contends the left has become regressive, not progressive. He's Dave Rubin, creator and host of the Rubin Report on YouTube, author of the new book, and here you see it. Don't burn this book, Thinking for Yourself in an Age of Unreason. What brought about this book and the title, David?
Yeah, well, first off, Larry, it's great to see you. I'm sad that we can't do this in person for now, but hopefully soon enough we'll be able to grab lunch. But you know a bit about my political evolution. I mean, I always considered myself sort of an old school liberal, which I think is pretty much in line with what you are. What a lot of sort of JFK liberals. I know you're a Brooklyn guy, sort of an Ed Koch, the former mayor of New York City, liberal. Daniel Patrick Moynihan, liberal meaning open-minded. Find the right spots for government, but not that government is supposed to do everything all the time. And unfortunately, in the last 5 years, we've seen a movement by the progressives.
The regressive left
sort of
is
the
regressive.
Bernie Sanders,
You work for the
Ilhan
Young
Omar,
Turkeys right
AOC
now. You
contingent
should have known.
to really only come up with answers that have to do with more government involvement. And for me, I believe that the best way for people to live free, especially in a country like the United States, where we've got about 350 million people from every corner in every corner of the world, the best way for people to live free is very limited government. I want people to live how they want. My neighbor's entitled to do whatever he wants. He can't do it on my property if I don't want him to, but that's about it. And in the book, I talk about how liberals have sort of become sort of hysterical when it comes to free speech and deplatforming people. And I want liberals to return to the roots of liberalism.
But you don't go as far as, say, the far right, which is wacko, right?
I assure you, my friend, I am not far right. Thank you for asking. No. Well, ironically, there's really actually a connection between the far left and the far right, because the far left and the far right, they both are identitarian groups. So on the far right,
I'm sorry, that's hilarious.
White supremacists and something like that. And on the far left, they're collectivists, meaning they like to judge you based on the color of your skin or your immutable characteristics or your sexuality. Meaning if you're gay, you should think a certain thing, or if you're black, you should think a certain
Dave
thing.
Rubin
So
isn't
those
very
fringes
bright.
actually are just that. They're fringes, but unfortunately they're pretty loud. And I think within an American context right now, the far left fringe has sort of really taken over the media establishment. But I assure you, I am not far right in any way. I do find actually that right now conservatives, and I'm talking about just general conservatives, do seem to be a little more open-minded than the lefties right now, which is a flip on things, because it wasn't always that way.
What changed you?
There were a few moments that changed me, and
How he worded that, just how he said
a few of them in the book, but I'll tell you one very specifically. I was on the Young Turks network, and I know you've done some stuff with them. You did my show there a long time ago, and they were playing a clip of Fox News, and there's a guy by the name of David Webb, who you may know. He's a conservative commenter on Fox News. And he happens to be black. So he's a black conservative. And I just say he happens to be black because that's just part of who he is.
What's a black conservative?
We were watching a clip of him, and
Jesse Lee Peterson. Amazing.
We're all saying what a sellout he is, what an Uncle Tom he is, all of the worst things you could say about somebody just because he was a conservative that was black. And suddenly it hit me, because they didn't know that prior to working at the Young Turks, I had a show on Sirius XM radio, and I became good friends with David Webb, and I was a lefty, and he was on the right, and we used to do shows together, and we'd go out to dinner and have a couple whiskeys, and then we would just let it go. So I knew that this was a man who believed what he was saying. But what I saw coming from the left was here was a black man who didn't believe what they felt a black man should believe. And they felt that then gave them the right to call him all the worst things in the world. And that's what I mean when I say that the far left or the progressives now have become collectivists. They want black people to think a very specific set of things. But that's not the type of things that, say, Larry Elder or Thomas Sowell or others would think. And they do this with a lot of identity groups. And it's
such a
counter
shame
to
Dave
being
Rubin is
human
so
in many ways,
ignorant
Larry,
of the
because you
power
don't represent
struggle of the
all
left.
people born in Brooklyn or all white people or all
He
talk
literally
show
uses
hosts.
the
You
term
represent
cathedral
Larry King, and I
unironically
think
now
that's
to
how
refer
most
to
people
the
want
left.
to think about themselves.
The
How are
funny
you
thing
handling
is,
coronavirus?
how many of
And
those
there's
people
no
actually know
left-right
who
issue here,
Moldbug
or
is,
is
and
there?
they just use it because they've heard
Well,
a
I would
couple of
say
other
there's
people
a
use it
secondary left-right
in
issue here.
popular
But the first part, that
connotation.
we're all trapped in our houses, I said to you right before we went on air, I was a little ahead of the game because, as you know, I'm in my house right now, and my garage, you've been here, my garage is my studio. So as I watch, CNN anchors suddenly broadcasting out of their kitchens, I'm feeling pretty good about things. Look, I think that the secondary part, the left-right issue related to Corona, is coming in the next week or two, because as it seems that this wasn't as bad as the predictions thought, and that not as many people got sick. This is all great. And perhaps it's because of social distancing. Perhaps it's because we've done some of the right things. So that's really wonderful. It doesn't mean that the virus wasn't scary. It doesn't mean that it's still not affecting especially older people. But now we have to get to the point where we decide to reopen the country. And, you and I are here in California, where we have a progressive mayor in LA and a progressive governor up in Sacramento. And I would say California and New York have very different problems than, say, Wyoming or Texas. I just heard
I'll
a few
say
minutes
one
before we
thing
went on
about
air
the
that Texas
California
is now going to reopen on April
governor.
30th. That's great. And that really has a lot to do with what I write about in the book, because we forget that we're supposed to be governed by rights. The governors should figure out what's best for their people, because Texas and Montana and, say, Colorado have different problems than, say, states that are in the New York metropolitan area where they have a density of population.
The other side, though, is if you open Texas up and you open Wyoming up, you're inviting more disease in. I mean, that's obvious. If everybody in Texas gathers tomorrow and goes to the parks and goes out and plays some ball in the stadiums, you're going to have more cold virus in Texas. Why come down on that side when you got a health problem that's pandemic?
Yeah, so it's a great question. And I think what the uncomfortable part of what we really have to figure out here is that there's going to be a certain cost that comes with reopening the country, but we can't not reopen the country. We've all basically been in our houses for almost 2 months now. It's almost hard to remember what the world used to be like before 2 months ago. And I think my hope would be that when Abbott now opens Texas on April 30th, that he will tell people, try to be responsible, wear masks when you can, or socially distance when you can. And maybe they're going to limit the amount of people that can be in restaurants and things like that. But the alternative is just waiting.
It gets
forever.
funny in a second.
And, we now have over 20 million people that are unemployed. The economy is tanking. I'm also worried about the secondary effects of what it's like psychologically to keep people sort of trapped in their home at all times. So we have to balance it. You're not wrong in what you're saying, that is it possible if Texas opens up and now people are together again, that more people are going to get sick? You might be right, but we have to decide what level of sickness are we willing to live with, so to speak, to move ahead and open the country, because I don't know how much longer we can do this.
David, that sounds ridiculous. What level of sickness can we live with? Come on.
He's smiling too.
We have to figure out what that level is.
This. But at whose risk? Yours or mine? You. It's okay if you die, right?
No. Well, look.
See how ironic this
what
is?
We'd have to do. It would be on everybody to figure out what their tolerable risk is. So if you were in a high risk group.
I agree with Tom McClintock's talk about the lockdowns.
Well, we're not talking about. Hey, we're not talking about the lockdowns right now. I don't want to.
Yeah, but on the note of Gavin Newsom, I'm just gonna say on the record, fuck Gavin Newsom.
Fuck Gavin Newsom. I think we can all. I don't think any of us here like Gavin Newsom. Not even the lefty here likes Gavin Newsom.
I don't even know who he is.
Governor of California, you're lucky if you don't know who he is.
He was also married to. He was married to Donald Trump's current
He
girlfriend.
married Donald Trump?
No.
Oh my God, Donald Trump's gay?
Donald Trump Jr. Donald Trump.
He married Donald Trump Jr.?
No.
Yeah,
Oh my
he married Donald Trump.
God.
No, his ex.
Love really
ex-
does
no,
win.
Gavin Newsom's ex-wife is currently dating Donald Trump Jr.
And she's like 10 years older than Donald Trump Jr., which is so
good
strange.
for
I would
him.
I would never date somebody that like
You don't like MILFs?
not for like dating.
What do you mean? You don't want big mommy GF?
Okay. Anyway.
Liz, I need to get
No,
going.
answer.
Hey, yeah, no,
I'll
we're
let
wrapping
you-
up now. This was without a doubt the
deflection.
single fucking worst stream that we've
No,
ever
we've
done.
had some bad ones. Come now.
Okay, which one was worse? What was worse than this one?
I don't know. I've had worse feelings about different ones though. Entertainment wise.
I mean, maybe the first.
Don't be that hard on yourself, Jared. This was okay. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst.
JR, all I have to say is this is what you get for inviting women onto the stream.
I love you guys.
I mean, am I not wrong? Was Beepis the one who created more chaos?
I'll say again.
More just.
You know what? At least it made it a little funnier than what you guys were talking about.